hopefully everyone's Halloween was fun and safe and all that great stuff. I noticed a whole bunch of rappers in the street on the way out this morning. I don't know about your neighborhood. Anybody?
Mostly hip-hop artists.
Oh, you funny guy. Oh, you funny guy.
I mean, not as many rappers.
Yeah,
Nice.
Very few rappers these days.
There was
Most
a
of them-
Tekashi 6ix9ine in my yard.
Yeah.
I saw 2 Chainz at the end of the block.
So, later on, we're going to go to the fentanyl phones to find out how many parents found rainbow fentanyl in their kids' Halloween candy last night.
Oh, yeah. I stayed up late and did the examination. of all the candy.
Okay. You have a little kit that tested for fentanyl.
No, I didn't
Yeah.
go that far, but I squeezed all the packets to make sure there was no error in the packets.
What?
Yeah.
You squeeze what? Say it again.
I pick up a packet of candy and squeeze it to make sure there aren't any openings in it.
Oh, so they're
Yeah,
sealed.
they're sealed.
They're sealed.
Oh, so if somebody took a little syringe and and jammed some stuff in your kid's candy,
Yeah.
yeah. So the whole fentanyl thing has been kind of blown out of proportion, and it was weird because you'd have some politician or somebody would say, "Yes, careful the fentanyl situation," and then you'd have the feds or you'd have local law enforcement, and they'll say there is no indication. I'm guessing that there'll be absolutely 0 cases across the entire United States where there's any kid that got rainbow fentanyl inside their trick-or-treat little buckets.
I had some rude kids in my place.
Did you really?
They're like, I don't like sour Twizzlers. Can I have a bag of Skittles instead? I'm like, what's your problem? Just take it.
Did you guys give out crap candy?
No.
Yeah.
We give out good candy.
I'm going to write this down. Crap candy at Froggy's house.
No.
We'll call Kim later on. Crap
No.
candy at Froggy's house. All right. I just made a note of that.
Little punk kids.
Please make a note of it. All right. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Hey, it's November 1. It is the first of... Oh, my credit cards won't do today.
I just realized that too as soon as you said that. Oh.
I'm a November 1 person. Or a first of the month. I moved all of my credit cards because I maintain American Express. I maintain a MasterCard. I do not have a Discover or a Diners Club, but a lot of people don't realize this. You can request from your credit card company when you want your bill due. And I just didn't need one thing due on the 26th, one thing due on the 12th. And, that's the kind of thing I had. So years and years ago, I just took all my credit cards and I just moved them all to the first of the month. So, boom, I know when my crap is due. Easy as that.
Cool. Thanks for the advice.
Hey, little financial tip this morning from the MJ Morning Show. No power. Speaking of
financial advice.
crap here, no Powerball winner.
Wow.
None. Hang on a minute. I'm looking at just a news blip here. Powerball jackpot's now going to swell to $1.2 billion after no ticket won last night. Yeah, nobody. That just goes to show you how lousy the odds are, because people buying tickets all over the country and all of the Powerball states, and it just goes to show how bad the odds are. If you have tens of millions of people plunking down a schnit ton of money to buy these tickets, and there was no winner again last night, jackpot swelling to $1.2 billion for the drawing tomorrow night, Wednesday night, I think that really kind of sums things up. Now, yeah, you got to be in it to win it, as they always say. But for those that dump $200, $300 in tickets and quick picks, I'm in for $20. I'm in for 10 tickets. That's it. I did 10 tickets, and I guess I'll drop another 10 ticket dollars for tomorrow night's drawing. But again, those that sit around and dream and they think that, this is it. I mean, the odds, what is it, 1 in 292 million or something? I mean, the odds are just...
No, 292. Is it 292 million or 292 billion?
No, it's not billion. It's million. Yeah. So, just type in Powerball odds. Go to the odds chart.
Let's just say they're not good.
It's 1 in 292 million. Yeah,
So
there
there
you go.
is a
Yeah,
chance.
oh, look at that. I was right on the money. The actual odds are 1 in 292,201,338. When you take in all the combinations plus the Powerball, those are the odds. So a little shy of 1 in 300 million.
Okay, so how many people are in the United States? Isn't our population like 330 million?
Right around there. That is a good number. About 330 million people in the United States. Correct.
You don't
Wow.
think they sold enough Powerball tickets to cover every person in the United States?
Well, obviously not, unless you're injecting some kind of a conspiracy that there really was a winner and that they've suppressed that.
I mean, it's just it's ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
so many tickets were bought.
Yeah.
How many combinations were not used? The odds of it picking a combination that's not used at this point is
I wonder
incredible.
if they know that. I wonder if they have a computer program that can tell you exactly which combinations of numbers were not chosen or assigned by the computer for quick pick. Yeah, Rox.
What are the odds again of winning?
1 in 292 million.
Okay, well, let me just let you know this, that your odds of being struck by lightning are less than 1 in a million. Your odds of being eaten and killed by a shark are about 1 in 4.3 million.
Right.
I can go down the list of ways that you
Yeah,
might
I mean,
die that are much more likely than winning the lottery.
Yeah, these little odds of things happening to you, this, like, it's been talked about for years, That, just an example of how bad your odds are. And if you want to buy a couple of tickets, sure. But for people to just waste hundreds or thousands of dollars on these drawings, it's really just throwing it away. And a lot of times the people that can't afford playing the lottery the most are the ones that dump a disproportionate amount of money into it. Andrew, did you want to say something? You raised your hand like a fourth grader.
Yeah, I was just going to say there are plenty of duplicate tickets out there.
That's the other side. Well,
Yeah.
how do we know that the Powerball doesn't use only half the combinations? We'd never put that together.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you're right. All right, 6:08, just getting rolling. Oh, my God, I had a Howard Franklin friggin' idiot on the bridge today. I thought that there was what I witnessed twice, not once, but twice. What I witnessed earlier today, just a short time ago on the Howard Franklin, a maniac, looked like a pewter, like a grayish colored, I think it was a Chevy pickup truck, full-size Chevy pickup truck. I witnessed a maniac, I-275 southbound, weaving in and out of traffic. And you know what? Hold on to that thought, because that was the kind of deal where there is an accident and bam, the bridge is closed for hours. That I witnessed what could have easily been that situation just a little while ago on the Howard Franklin. I stand by. I want to talk about this. I couldn't get the guy's license number because the guy was going so flippin' fast. And if anyone was on the Howard Franklin Bridge about, 25 minutes ago, you might have seen this maniac weaving in and out of traffic. But there's one particular thing that I saw. I'm like, oh, here we go. All right, hang on. I'll tell you next. Speaking of traffic, Pat's got the latest on the MJ Morning Show, Q105. Back in a minute. Q105, Rox, do me a favor. I need a scream of horror on cue in 3, 2, and 1.
That was good.
There you go.
That's not
That was
bad.
actually pretty
That's a
good.
way to commit.
Man, that was impressive.
Okay.
And it was off mic.
Yeah, that is the scream of horror as you notice that gas prices jumped 25 cents a gallon overnight.
They planned that to do that on Halloween?
No, we had the gas tax holiday, Froggy. During the whole month of October, we had a gas tax holiday here in Florida, so there was 25 cents in taxes that was omitted from the price. On October 1, gas tax holiday, 25 cents a gallon was 86th. Am I going to confuse people with too many numbers? All right, so there was a state tax that was removed. The 25 cents was taken off, and that lasted during the month of October. And, of course, today is November 1st. So, boom, overnight gas prices went up at midnight. Last night, gas prices went up in, I would imagine, virtually everywhere in the state, 25 cents a gallon. I noticed it. I saw the Circle K right down the street here off of MLK. Boom. I look at the gas price every morning on the way in.
You saw the sign?
Oh, that's true. I saw the sign. I opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. And then also, I was going to pop in because of that song and get a whole case of was it Miller?
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
they're using that song in that Miller beer commercial.
You know, it has more taste than Michelob Ultra.
Yeah, and it's just 1 calorie more.
That's it.
Just one little calorie more. But you know what? That 1 calorie, that's going to balloon you up like the Mother and Gilbert grape, man.
Oof.
It's going to balloon you up like you're a Thanksgiving balloon at the Macy's parade is what it's. So, hey, just a heads up, that's what the Roxanne Scream was all about. Gas went up from yesterday to this morning, 25 cents a gallon. I noted, for instance, I filled up at Thornton's. My buddy Craig had a patch of tire for me on, Sunday night. I was screwed.
In your tire.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just getting so much road mung and debris and shrapnel and nails and roofing nails. Now, there's a little bit of construction in my neighborhood, so I don't know if it's coming from those jackwagons, but I've had, in the last 30 days, I've had 2 pieces of metal in my tires. So my buddy Craig up in Palm Harbor, pit crew, Sunday night, plugged my tire, and he's a pro. This guy knows what he's doing. And on the way out, I filled up at that Thornton's up there on US 19. And what is that? Is that Tampa Road or whatever? I don't know.
Okay.
There's a Thornton's up there. It's right near the Ferrari dealership.
Okay.
So I filled up and I paid for the regular unleaded. It was $3.20, which was a decent price. $3.20. You know, it's not the Costco price or I guess the Walmart price, but still, I think it's a pretty decent number. So the $3.20 that I paid on Sunday, boom, immediately up to $3.45 with the 25-cent gas tax going away overnight. Oh, let me get to the Howard Franklin friggin' idiot from this morning. I mentioned that we'd get into it here. Guys, I saw not once but twice what could have been a bridge closure for hours with a nasty deal. You know those videos, and you see them on YouTube or people put them up on Instagram, the Reels?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You've seen the people that are speeding, and then they're swerving and weaving, and then they lose their rear end, they fishtail.
Yeah.
I've seen a ton of those videos lately. All right, here's the deal. I was running a little late this morning. I'm on the Howard Franklin Bridge about 5:45, so a little less than half an hour ago. And if anyone else was on I-275 southbound Howard Franklin Bridge and you saw a speeding Chevy pickup, I think it was, and it was like a pewter grayish color, and this guy was driving like a maniac, again, maybe 100 miles an hour, I would guess, and came up on people ridiculously close to their rear ends and then would jerk the wheel and swerve into the lane, and he was again darting in and out. And he was 2 times he was speeding up on somebody, and then a car got over into the lane where he was going to jerk the wheel over into the next lane and almost rear-ended a couple of cars. That was number one. And then I watched him go from the third lane to the second lane and then over to the far left lane with unbelievable speed and jerking the wheel that I saw the rear end of his pickup truck totally wobble, and it was about this close. And if you're watching MJTV, I'm doing a little kind of millimeter thing with my two fingers.
Yeah.
All right? Almost like I'm pinching Fester's head.
When you say this
I'm gonna
close,
crush your head. I'm going to crush your head, Fester. I'm going to crush your head.
I'll crush yours back.
Thanks.
That was a classic Boys in the Hall, right?
It was.
Yeah.
No, Kids in the Hall.
Kids in the Hall, yeah.
God, how do I remember that? That's
I'm crushing your head.
I'm crushing your head.
I'm crushing your head. All right, so, but MJ, when you say by this much, people kind of assume it's a very, very, very slim amount.
Now, it was tiny, and I watched the guy's rear end begin to fishtail. It was, I think, just a hair away from him losing the rear end of that vehicle. And he did swerve, and it did fishtail, and I thought he was going to hit the wall on the left side, the wall on the Howard Franklin on the far left lane. I thought that rear end kind of gave out a little bit, and I thought he was going to hit the wall. And at that point, I think he almost lost it. And that would have caused a massive accident at 5:45 this morning. But it's one jackass. It's one jackwagon that can just wreck everything. And I saw potentially that jackass on the Howard Franklin Bridge at 5:45 this morning. I just don't know what's going through someone's head that they're driving like that. I don't get it.
It only takes one.
Well, hey, listen, we've had a couple of instances recently where the Howard Franklin was just backed up beyond belief.
Shut down when we're trying to, I'll get to work.
And it just takes something like that, just an imbecile to do that, which is wrecks it for everybody, is
I can't
what
even
happens.
do that with my lips.
What? What, you can't do a...
I can't.
Why can't you do a...
I don't know.
So is this your new thing, a morning safety patrol?
No, I'm
reporting?
not safety patrol.
Every
Listen,
day you come in and you're like,
listen,
there was a blue car driving.
I'll tell you what, because most days I see just absolute jackasses driving on the Howard Franklin.
You're not alone. Everybody sees it.
I realize that.
Okay.
Not everybody has a radio show to give a safety patrol report.
No, but this guy this morning, this could have been the idiot that could have wrecked traffic
But he wasn't.
southbound for hours with the way he was driving.
Well, I could have been the idiot who wrecked traffic going southbound, barreling at 86 miles an hour over the Howard Franklin this morning. It could have been almost any one of us.
No, I don't think you were weaving and swerving and dangerously coming within inches of people's bumper and nearly fishtailing and losing your vehicle, smashing into a wall, rebounding, causing a chain reaction wreck. I mean, that was potentially on the menu this morning.
I could have been part of a wreck this morning, too. I was actually trying to get on the Howard Franklin, and it's like everybody who was getting on forgot how to get on. They all just stopped moving in that. That first, well, you don't get on that way, but Fester does.
Yes.
Wait a minute, they forgot to get on?
They forgot how to merge over. And it was
It
just
could be
a pile
confusing.
up of,
So you had the merging morons,
The
is what
merging
you're
morons.
saying. I got you.
and I was behind all of them. I was slammed into them.
All right, hey, when we get back, I got a pile of morons in the news. Oh, you know what I want to do? Did you see the details on that nut job that cracked Nancy Pelosi's husband in the head with a hammer? Did you see the details from the federal charges? Holy moly. All right, guys, you got to hear this. This guy had a plan for Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House. And all I can say, what comes to mind? Stop. Hammer time. That's what comes to mind. Now, Pelosi's husband, he got it in the head with a hammer, which is, this has nothing to do with politics, folks, but that is just unacceptable, and that is a horror. But then some of the details on this guy with the hammer out in San Francisco are nuts. All right, hold on. Hold that thought. Early morons in the news next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. 6. right, 6:37. You got the MJ Morning Show. MJ and the crew here. Early morons of the news. I mentioned the whole Nancy Pelosi hammer deal out in San Francisco. Now, we don't do a lot of politics on the show, virtually none, and this is not politics. This is just a crazy story. I'm not going to turn this into anything political. I just want to give you the facts here. And yesterday, with the Nancy Pelosi attack on her house, Nancy was in Washington, of course, Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House. She was in D.C., and this maniac broke into her San Francisco house. Now, her husband, Paul Pelosi, was there, and, he got a DUI a couple of months back, and he smashed into some guy driving up in Napa. He was at some kind of shindig party, so he totaled. He's had a rough 6 months.
Yeah, it's been a hard summer for the guy.
Yeah, he totaled like a brand new Porsche 911. They're loaded. They're worth like a couple of $100 million. They're loaded, and he totally trashed a new Porsche 911. I think it had like 2,000 or 3,000 miles on it, and again, he ran through a red light or a stop sign, crashed into some guy driving a 2014 Jeep. He was sent to the hospital. So Paul Pelosi, Nancy's husband. First of all, you'd never drive drunk, and he was loaded. He was all liquored up. So that was just a couple of months back. Oh, and that Porsche was up for auction. I mean, the insurance company totaled it, and then somebody found the Porsche that was up for auction, to buy it for scrap or whatever. And then, of course, early on Friday morning, late last week, you had some maniac that busted into Pelosi's house and ends up clocking Nancy Pelosi's husband in the head with a hammer. Fractured his skull, underwent all kinds of surgeries to, put Humpty Dumpty back together again. The family says he's going to recover. But listen, 82-year-old guy getting clocked in the head with a hammer.
It's not a good thing.
No, stop. Hammer time is not what you want with anybody, let alone an 82-year-old guy. But here's why I'm mentioning this in early morons in the news is the feds hit this guy that broke into Pelosi's house. They hit him with federal charges yesterday. Now, the first charge was an assault on the immediate family member of a federal official. That is a federal statute, assaulting a family member. And, of course, if you're going to hit Nancy Pelosi's husband in the head with a hammer, that's going to qualify. And then the second charge for this guy, DePape, is the guy, David DePape. The second charge, attempted kidnapping of a federal official. You're like, what the? This guy planned to kidnap Nancy Pelosi in the sense that he was going to tie up Nancy Pelosi in the house and make her tell the truth. Now, this is insane. And this is from an interview. The FBI interviewed the guy after he was arrested and taken into custody by the San Francisco Police Department. So this guy, DePape, however, it's DEPAPE. This guy was Mirandized, so he was read his rights. You have the right to remain silent by the San Francisco Police. And in an interview, he stated that he was going to hold Nancy Pelosi hostage and talk to her. I'm reading this right out of the federal complaint. He stated that he was going to hold Nancy Pelosi hostage and talk with her. If Nancy were to tell DePape the truth, he would let her go. If she lied, he was going to break her kneecaps. DePape was certain that Nancy would not have told the truth, and I guess he was going to decide what was the truth or not.
I say that's not fair.
In the course of the interview, DePape articulated that he viewed Nancy as the leader of the pack of lies.
Okay.
DePape also later explained that by breaking Nancy's kneecaps, she would then have to be wheeled into Congress.
Okay.
What? Like in a wheelchair.
To send a message.
Exactly. It's like sort of like a mob boss. Breaking. If you've got a guy in the row of shops that's not paying protection, what do?
Break his kneecap.
You send your muscle guy in, and you start busting some stuff up, and then that's sort of a sign to the other shop owners. You better pay your protection. We come around on the first Tuesday of every month.
So this guy, does he get the death penalty? I mean, what happens now?
No one died. He's not going to get the death penalty.
I mean, he attacked the highest ranking civilian. I mean, like,
Yeah.
well, think about it. Well, Biden and his.
No,
Pelosi's number 3.
The president's a civilian.
Okay, all right, fine. So besides the president and vice president and their spouses,
if you look at the order of succession in American politics, it's president, vice president, and if they were incapacitated, third in line is Speaker of the House.
so this guy's third in line.
No,
to be-
Nancy
be-
Pelosi.
married.
No, he's third in line to be like the first lady. The
Oh,
first gentleman.
you mean Nancy Pelosi's husband?
Yeah,
Yes.
Nancy Pelosi's husband's an important individual
Well-
in the form of our
Yeah,
government.
but I don't need. He got hit in the head with a hammer, but I think we all know that.
How is his house not protected by like Secret Service?
Yeah, okay, that's what I want to
All right,
figure out because
they don't get Secret Service protection; they get Capitol Police protection.
Where the hell
And-
were they?
Yeah.
Well, Nancy Pelosi wasn't there. Nancy Pelosi was in Washington. So this guy's a dummy because all you got to do is do a little Google search and you'd find out that Nancy Pelosi was actually in Washington and not at the San Francisco home. She had left, I think, a few days earlier. Now, when Nancy Pelosi or the Speaker of the House, whether it's a Democrat or Republican, wherever they are, the Capitol Police go. Festa, did you go to Kit Gingrich's anniversary
No,
party?
I didn't go to the anniversary. But
Right.
Capitol Police were there?
Yes. So when BJ, during the old MJ and BJ days, and I think Froggy won, not you, Froggy, but Froggy won.
He
went, and we had made friends with Kit Gingrich, the mother of Newt Gingrich, years ago,
What a
because
gem.
she was being interviewed on CBS by Connie Chung. And Connie Chung had elicited a very controversial response out of Kit Gingrich, Newt Gingrich's mother.
Kind of tricked her.
And, well, because the conversation came up, has your son, who was Newt Gingrich, the Speaker of the House at the time, has he ever said anything about Hillary? And, I can't say. Oh, you can tell me. Just whisper it. And that was Connie Chung. And Connie Chung elicited it, and she said, yes, she's a bitch. Yes. And that made it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And that turned Kit Gingrich into this, big news figure all of a sudden. We got a hold of her number, got her on the air. We thought it was going to be a one-time deal to, you called Hillary a bitch on CBS. And we ended up starting a relationship with her. We had her on all the time. We got invited to Kit Gingrich and her husband Bob's 50th wedding anniversary in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We all flew up. And, of course, this was a big party. We were invited. So we turned a radio morning show bit into this friendship with Kit Gingrich, Newt Gingrich's mother.
We flew her to Tampa a couple of times.
yeah.
We used to send her cigarettes.
Yeah, she was like, send me some smokes.
What did she used to smoke?
I think they were parliaments or
Yeah, I
something.
think they were.
yeah.
So after her and I became friends,
Right.
she would send me stuff that she would buy off of Home Shopping.
Oh, that's right.
I got a decanter,
Right.
and it was from her.
Buster would love this.
Yeah, it was straight from the Home Shopping channel.
Well, here's the deal. When we were at the party and Newt Gingrich was there, the Speaker of the House, and he since has thanked me multiple times whenever I've run into him. Hey, you gave my mother so much pleasure. She enjoyed your morning show and the fact that you made her part of the show and she felt special. So Newt Gingrich was there. He was the Speaker of the House at the time. And there were 2 Capitol Police officers. They were with him in Harrisburg at the party. There were 2 Capitol Police officers standing with him. They were not in uniform. They were in plain clothes. They were in just a suit and tie. They had the little lapel pins going on. And it just shows you that the Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, a Republican, Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat, doesn't matter who, you get U.S. Capitol Police protection. And since Nancy wasn't there, they weren't. But typically, if Nancy's at the House, I would imagine they're hanging outside.
Wasn't there a couple years ago there was a softball game? Was his name Scalise?
Steve Scalise, yeah.
And he was shot or
Yeah.
shot at.
Yeah,
or-
you had a maniac that shot after the Republicans that were practicing for a congressional charity softball or a baseball game.
But the only reason Capitol Police were there was because I think Scalise was a high-ranking member.
Scalise was he was third in command. I think he still is.
Yeah.
Scalise was part of the Republican leadership in the House. So they get protection. But regular congressmen and women don't.
Nancy leaves the house and the police leave the house as well? That doesn't... I don't know, man. I don't know if I feel that comfortable with that.
I guess so.
You guys, my husband will be fine.
Well, but
Later.
Nancy wasn't there. Nancy left, so the Capitol Police go with Nancy. Now,
That's dumb. Leave one guy with
Leave
the old
one
man.
guy
no,
back.
but here's the deal: they're worth $200 million. How about you hire
Yeah,
Whackin'?
right?
How about you have Whackin'
Okay.
How about you have some private security? In fact, one of the witnesses that was interviewed was a security guy outside providing security for a different neighbor.
What?
So why couldn't the Pelosi's, with all their money, just have private security? That's number one. All right, so this guy wanted to kneecap Nancy Pelosi. This guy wanted to tie Nancy Pelosi up, and then if she didn't so-called tell the truth, was going to crack her knees with a hammer. That's why he had the hammer with him.
Okay, you got to back up a little bit, though, because so Pelosi's husband was asleep, and this guy just walks into the bedroom.
Yeah, breaks in.
Again. Where's the alarm? Why is the alarm not going off?
There should have been an alarm, and then Pelosi's husband is able to then get into the
Somehow.
bathroom, call 911.
Yeah.
But you got to wonder, if somebody busts into my house, the alarm goes off immediately. Windows, doors, the alarm sounds immediately.
So he goes into the bathroom and calls 911,
Right.
and this DePape guy knew that he was calling the police, but he was like cuckoo and said, I don't care if they come because, like the American founding fathers with the British,
Yeah.
he wanted to fight against tyranny.
That's what he said. So I've got that's all in this statement here. The guy's clearly out of his mind. This dude that whacked Nancy's husband in the head with the hammer, this guy is just totally cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean,
Yeah, he's not right. Yeah.
no. Thank
How
you.
tough is the old man to take a hammer shot to the head?
Well, that's what's very impressive. And they say he's going to recover. But the guy wanted to break Nancy. I'm reading from the actual complaint here, the federal complaint, that he also later explained that by breaking Nancy's kneecaps, she would then have to be wheeled into Congress, which would show other members of Congress that there were consequences to their actions. Unbelievable. Broke through a glass door. I mean, this Pelosi, the husband, asked how they could resolve the situation and what he wanted to do. And he stated that he wanted to tie Pelosi up so that DePape could go to sleep as he was tired from carrying the backpack. So he wanted to break in, tie him up, then take a nap. He wanted to do nap time in the Pelosi house while he waited for Nancy to show up.
I bet they have some comfortable guest rooms.
My God, it's just nuts. DePape remembered thinking that there was no way the police were going to forget about the call. Yeah, you call 911, they're not going to forget about the call. He explained that he did not leave after Pelosi's call to 911 because much like the American founding fathers with the British, he was fighting against tyranny without the option to surrender. All right, this guy's out of his mind. This has nothing to do with politics, you know, whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, member of the Whig Party. This says it's just a maniac that could have broken into any politician's house.
I'd like to point out there hasn't been an attack on a Whig member in several centuries.
Is that not nuts? Is that not crazy?
Yeah, he had all his zip ties in his backpack.
Oh, he had all kinds of crap. Guy was out of his flipping mind.
And when the cops came in, they had to say, put your hammer down.
Yeah.
Like they came in while he was hammering him.
Oh, the cops
Yeah.
saw this guy hammer Pelosi in the head.
So they literally said, "Stop!
Stop hammer time.
The hammer
Hammerhead.
time."
How
Yeah.
did the cop not shoot him in the living room?
I don't know.
Do they carry guns in San Francisco Police Department?
Yeah, they do. Probably need to use them a little more often.
Officer, if you come
Yeah.
to my house and I'm getting hit with a hammer, you have my permission to smoke the guy right there.
Is that not a crazy story? I mean, the guy, I'm guessing they're probably going to go with. I'm guessing they're going to probably go with the insanity defense on this guy. Andrew, you know what? You can like go on the air if you got something you want to interject. You can do it on the air instead.
Did I read someplace that this gentleman was in the country illegally?
Yeah, I saw that I think he's a Canadian. So the
A
dude's
violent Canadian.
the dude's Canadian, and I think I read that he might have been in the country illegally for the last 20 years.
Let's build a wall,
Yeah.
dude. I don't understand
we-
why
we-
America is so
we need
susceptible.
we need a wall of the Canadian border,
No
too.
kidding.
It's not just the southern border. We got the northern border now we got to worry about. All right. Hey, I haven't even scratched the surface on the early morons in the news. Hey, isn't it lovely when you give an 11-year-old LSD? Hold on, that and a whole lot more Morons in the news continue. You got to hear this crap, folks. Next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. If you... you're going to notice that gas is up 25 cents a gallon overnight. And that is because the Florida October 1-month gas tax holiday has expired. It is over. It's done. Overnight, gas is up 25 cents a gallon. I noticed it at the gas station. Right before we get to our back end of the office complex here on MLK. What is that, MLK, and is that Roosevelt? What is that?
Yeah, 9th and Roosevelt, yes.
All right, so MLK and Roosevelt, you got a Circle K there, and gas is up 25 cents a gallon there from just yesterday. So 11:59 p.m. last night, it was 25 cents cheaper, and then boom, 1 minute later at midnight, early this morning, November 1, bam, gas up 25 cents a gallon. So there you have it. All right, now, yes, Roxanne.
We have a new texting platform, and it just populated. So it was down for 24 hours or something. So I haven't been texting people, and I don't really know that I like the new platform yet. So it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. So don't expect a lot of response today.
When did our texting platform change? Like yesterday?
Yesterday, like mid-show.
Did anyone walk you through the new texting platform?
No, I mean, it's a user. I'll figure it out myself. But it's already sending some of the people that texted today, if they're first-time texters, that they're getting these automatic messages that I'm not sending. It's just different to look at. So I just want to say, if you're texting me today, may or may not get back to you.
Wait, you text these people back?
Yes, Rox. Oh, by the way, we're shifting that to you.
What?
Yeah.
I don't want to text people all morning.
Yeah, that's going to be...
They're just going to make fun of my nose all morning.
That's going to be moved to you because Roxanne's going to start doing some more web stuff on the fly. So you're going to be...
How about I do camera stuff?
Well, I think we're moving texting to you is going to be the plan.
Texting?
Yep. And you're going to be audited every day. As far as your job performance goes.
That would be in the long line of poor decisions we've made here.
Early morons in the news roll on here, folks. Sarasota, guy gives LSD to an 11-year-old. Isn't that great? So the Sarasota guy that gave the LSD to the 11-year-old, where do you think they met?
Oh.
How about Instagram?
I think it's like Chuck E. Cheese or something.
No. Sarasota County Sheriff's Office has put out a little notification to parents. Hey, parents, heads up. Social media, heads up. An 11-year-old took LSD that she apparently received from a sicko that she met on Instagram. Cops arrested 19-year-old Gabriel Derilak, Deryylak, for giving this 11-year-old kid marijuana edibles as well as 7 tabs of LSD.
Wow.
Is this unbelievable? The investigation actually began in late July. Deputies were called to the girl's home. She was looked at. They medically evaluated this young woman, and it was determined that, she's acting like she's on LSD. She was tripping.
So that's awfully young to be both on LSD and on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think an 11-year-old needs to be on Instagram. I don't think an 11-year-old needs to be meeting people on Instagram that are then giving the 11-year-old LSD. This is insane. So clearly you get the Sarasota Sheriff's Office, as well as, I'm sure, other police agencies all over the country, when they can, remind parents to make sure your kids are not on these social media platforms unobserved, unsupervised, unmonitored. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office put out this statement. It's a really scary situation, so I think the message for parents is to stay involved. Parents want to find a way to be both a friend and a parent. In situations like this, you need to be a parent. You need to look at your kid's phone, know what they're doing on social media, and really decide if they should even have social media in the first place.
Yeah.
That is according to the Community Affairs Director, Caitlin Perez, down in Sarasota. And that's the most important point here. Should your kid at 11 years old be on any social media at all?
On the grand spectrum of events, this might be the least egregious of the parental mishaps.
What, allowing your 11-year-old kid to meet a 19-year-old that gives her acid?
It's just so many other worse things happen, but yeah. All right, you're on Instagram. Okay. Wait, hold on. You're leaving the house? Okay. Wait, you're meeting somebody? Yes. Okay. Wait, he's 19? Wait, hold on. Wait, he's giving you LSD? It's just a slippery slope.
I mean, yeah, the parents are.
Thank you for that in-depth analysis there, Fester. I'm thinking that the kid at 11 doesn't need to be on any social media. It should have ended. It should have stopped there. So the 11-year-old had no chance to interact with a 19-year-old on Instagram. All right, it's Tuesday, so it means there's got to be some other school bus incident somewhere, right?
Yes, Tuesday is the International Day of...
No, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. There are school bus incidents every day of the week. And, of course, today's a Tuesday, so we got a school bus incident. This happened in North Carolina. Well, hey, yesterday we had the drunk school bus driver with a .20 that were driving kids on a field trip outside of Washington, D.C. and crashed the bus. And the bus driver's all loaded up a .20.
And was that in the morning, too?
I don't think we said. It was just they were coming back from a field trip in Virginia back to Washington, D.C. This one is North Carolina, and a school bus driver is speaking out to media after she was attacked. The school bus driver was left with chemical burns because a parent apparently threw bleach in her face.
What?
Why the hell would a parent throw bleach in a bus driver's face? According to WBTV in Charlotte, happened on October 18th on bus 1701. The unidentified 72-year-old bus driver for an elementary school was allegedly approached by a parent just after 7:30 in the morning. And according to the news reports, police identified the parent as 30-year-old Regina Fields.
Regina.
And apparently the whole situation happened as the students were boarding the bus during the bus driver's morning route, 7:30 in the morning. And apparently the victim said she just ran up to the bus in her bathrobe, and the last kid was getting on the bus, and that's when she threw Clorox in my face, all over my face, my clothes, all over the bus. I don't think any got on the last kid. Reportedly, the bus driver's recovering from the attack. My face, she said, my eyes, I have constant drops in my eyes. The burning on my face is horrific.
Oh, man.
According to the outlet, the bus driver who was operating the bus for 2 years was able to go back to work a couple of days after the incident. But again, the cops are investigating. Why the hell would a parent just go up and throw a container of Clorox in the bus driver's face? What precipitates this?
This is a terrible person. This Regina Fields is not a good lady.
Horrific.
My God.
Are they sure it was Clorox?
You know, that's a good point. I don't know if it was labeled Clorox or if it was in an unmarked container, but hey, you know, bleach is bleach.
Yeah, Clorox has achieved that status like Kleenex.
It's like it becomes a generic.
Yeah. Yeah, get the Clorox. Everybody knows you mean get the bleach.
But there's no reason. We don't know. There in all the news reports, there is no getting down to what happened, why the parent felt compelled to throw Clorox in the bus driver's face.
And why on the way to school? I mean, all the kids never make it to school.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
The kids are late getting to school.
I mean, if you're going to do that, do it on the ride home. I mean, at least...
All right, Fester, don't give advice for Cloroxing the bus driver.
I'm not giving advice. It's completely wrong.
What do you mean you're not giving advice? You just said do it on the way home instead of on the way to school.
I'm just pointing out flaws in Regina's plan.
How about you say that you don't throw bleach in the face of any bus driver ever?
Okay, fine. You don't throw bleach in the bus driver's face ever.
Well, thank you.
But,
spray it.
But if you were going to, the ride home is the way to go.
I think he's less giving tactics and more giving a defense for Regina that she's crazy, because why would you do it in the morning? You do it in the afternoon.
Yeah, that would justify her as being crazy. That's just to put up with her kids all day? Oh, please, send them away.
Speaking of school, who wants to see me in third grade? Who wants
Like
to see?
back in third grade, taking it
Yeah.
remedial third grade, or taking it over again, or a
What?
picture of you in third grade.
No, picture of me in third grade. I didn't repeat any grades.
No,
All right, he's not trying to
saying-
Billy Madison himself here, okay?
What are you saying over there? I didn't repeat any
You
grades.
said, "Who wants to see me in third
right.
grade?" And I
You
was like,
sounded just like him.
"Are you going to go back and retake third
No.
grade?"
Who wants to see a picture of me from third grade? Who wants to see a little schnit in third grade?
Me.
That's what your teacher
All right.
called you.
I am going to make it available for you guys to see me in third grade. That's among many things coming up. Also, there is another scam that's circulating, and for whatever reason, the last week or so, it seems that the number of these calls are really ramping up. Do not fall for this scam. We will explain, and that's just scratching the surface. We got so much stuff coming up because we start our long 1 hour, 20 minutes of nonstop MJ, uninterrupted next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. So all that is in minutes. Don't move. Q105. 723 MJ with Roxanne and Fester and Froggy. No Powerball winner last night. None. So the jackpot for the Powerball is going to hit an estimated $1.2 billion for tomorrow night. So Wednesday night drawing Powerball, $1.2 billion. Nobody won. It just kind of, Fester, why you?
I just had a terrible experience in the hallway.
Hold on a minute. I mean, you're so disruptive here.
No, I'm sorry.
Fester, you walk in the studio.
I'm
and
sorry.
You're giving me like the death stare.
No.
You look like you're confused.
Don't say death stare.
All right, I'm just trying to mention to our audience that nobody had the winning Powerball tickets last night. You walk in and you have this bizarre look on your face. You're like lurking and you're staring at me like your memory was erased. What's going on with you?
In the hallway here at the radio station.
Yes.
You know, we all kind of dress like bums for the most part. And today I see Pat George, our traffic guy. He's wearing like a black shirt.
Yeah.
So he looks at me and he kind of stops me in the hallway and he gives me his, hey, buddy. And I looked at him up and down. I go, what, are you going to a funeral? He's like, yeah, 11 o'clock. I got a memorial service. I'm like, oh, great. So hopefully I'm thinking like it's not somebody super, super close to him.
So you got to disrupt the show for that crappy story?
Well, it's not that crappy of a story. I mean, you tell somebody
No,
it affected me personally.
Hey, Roxanne just rolled her eyes at you.
I always roll my eyes, but it's not. It's significant. Continue, Fester.
Yeah. So anyway, I kind of mocked him for wearing a black shirt. What are you going to a funeral? And he's going to a funeral. Pretty close family member.
All right. Well, thank you, Fester. That was riveting.
All right. Let's talk more about Powerball.
Listen, I was just mentioning that nobody won. You know how many people? I went to Publix last night to grab some lettuce, a couple of pieces of produce, and they had like a special line set up with like a little enter here. The people waiting in line at Publix at like 7 o'clock last night was unbelievable how many people were waiting to get Powerball tickets. So yeah, I think it's important to mention that there was no winner for the $1 billion, and they expected to hit $1.2 billion for tomorrow night. And I think that's more important than your little funeral black shirt story.
I think it's important for people to know that if you see somebody in a black shirt, don't let your first response be, oh, are you going to a funeral? Because sometimes they are.
All right, we're going to go to the fentanyl phones in just a little bit. I'll explain what the fentanyl phones are in just a matter of moments. First, though, I've been holding on to this for a couple of days, and I just haven't gotten around to it. And I want to, before it gets too far gone, have you seen the video that's circulating around about this woman that gave a little bit of a speech at a wedding, allegedly, and they're comparing her to like this awkward, horrific, like blundering Michael Scott from The Office type situation?
I haven't heard.
You know how he would get up and just say the most inappropriate stuff? He would just, Michael Scott, the character from The Office, from the TV show, just an HR nightmare, right?
Yeah, he would be canceled in today's day and age.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Well, this woman is being compared to Michael Scott. Now, the woman apparently is named Shannon. And Shannon gives a speech, and this was posted by the groom's sister, Tori, and it shows that this Shannon gives a speech at the wedding that just gets very, very uncomfortable. And the video that's circulating around on the post, it has a big all caps cringe warning. So my brother got married this past weekend, and this was one of the speeches from one of the friends. You ready to analyze this?
Yes.
All right, it's a little over a minute long. Let's listen to Shannon give her speech at the wedding.
That it's an honor to have the opportunity to give my toast for a friend for 12 years now. There are so many things that I love about you. I mean, you are kind and selfless and always there for your friends when you need them, when they need you. You're strong and fiercely loyal.
Strong and fiercely loyal.
Okay so far.
All right, hang on, just keep listening.
One of my favorite things. And I know that dedication is going to transcend from all your relationships and always has to relationships.
Know about dedication, and it's important in relationships.
Sorry. My absolute favorite thing, though, is how you have always treated me with such kindness, and my kids, you know, you just, yeah, they're your babies. And they love you so incredibly much.
All right, so they're talking about relationships and...
I couldn't be happier that you guys are getting to tie the knot today. You're both like just so much more than friends for us. You know,
All right, so much more than friends for us. You know, so far, it's not terrible, right?
You can end it now.
What?
End it now. It's good.
Okay, yeah, but
Right.
it goes on, though. Hang on.
She keeps talking.
To have like just been a part of your relationship and watch it grow has been a privilege. And I look forward to however small a part that like I get to play in the future. Okay? You guys are truly meant to be together, and I love you both. I just want to say a toast to the happiness of the bride and groom, and may the wheels never fall off.
All right, so the woman goes into, she starts saying, I'm going to be racist, okay? And then she talks about being a mixed race couple.
Wait, she just said that. Did I miss that?
No. That's,
okay.
It's coming up.
Well, the audio's not great here. I mean, so then she goes into them being a mixed race couple, and then she talks about stereotypes, and I love it. Then somebody starts clapping during the thing, and it was just a bizarre encounter.
What I heard wasn't completely terrible. I want to hear the other part.
No.
I want to hear the disaster.
Yeah.
That part wasn't
Recorded?
that part wasn't the worst, because that was the better friend. Okay.
Okay.
So a different person gets up now?
But first, are you ready for the first one? All right. Here is I was just trying to set the tone.
Okay,
all right.
okay.
All right. Now,
I feel like I'm at the wedding.
Yeah, the tone is
well,
set.
hang on. I'm setting the pace here. I'm setting the tone. So people give speeches at weddings.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I've known Tracy for, oh God, I think so. So I started the North Store at 30, yeah. So I don't quite know Anthony that well, but Tracy talked about you like nonstop. Seriously. And she'd be like, I mean, Dad. I'm like, I don't care. No, just kidding. Just kidding. You guys are so...
All right, so she goes into this whole spiel about you better treat her right, then starts talking about that being a mixed couple. The audio is not the best, but that's not why I'm bringing this up. I'm bringing this up because have you guys ever been to a wedding where there was just absolute awkwardness? Have you ever been to an event where somebody gives a speech and it is, I don't know whether it's liquor fueled or whether it's nervousness? Have you ever been to a wedding or an event where it just gets uncomfortable when someone delivers a speech?
Oh, yeah.
What was the worst that's happened to you, Roxanne?
Well, I went to a wedding one time and the groomsman stood up and he started talking about some of the things he and his boy had done prior to him being married. And it was like so cringeworthy because it was borderline like criminal behavior.
Okay.
And I was just like, what is, he was really presenting the groom as not someone that you would necessarily want your child to marry, nor would you. I mean, it was bad. It was bad stuff.
So what happened? What was the end result?
Oh, they got married, but everyone was just kind of like,
Was everyone,
mouths agape.
Was everyone like mumbling? Oh my God, what was that?
Yeah, like little murmurs, you know.
So again, the first speech was like normal. Then Shannon gets up.
Just kidding. Just kidding. You guys are so cute together. I swear to God, you guys are hope. The longest, seriously.
Now, I don't know if she was drunk.
All right, Anthony, seriously. You better take care of my girl. Because if you don't, I know where you live.
Better take care of my girl. If you don't, I know where you live.
Okay.
Just kidding.
And it's just getting awkward in there.
But yeah, you guys are so cute. Like, you're part of the family. I swear to God, like, I'm not gonna be racist, you guys. I'm just
So I don't want to be racist, you guys.
saying, okay? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be racist, okay? No.
Then she starts talking about the mixed couple, and like people are just starting to get weirded out. And I just thought that it was a good public service announcement to make sure that if you're gonna stand up, if you're gonna speak at a wedding, that you don't embarrass yourself, you don't embarrass the bride and groom, and you got to be able to read the room.
How about prepare a little bit? I think she went up there totally ready. She's like, I'm going to wing it.
I'm just going to be fine. Everybody says I'm a great public speaker.
Maybe just have an index card or something.
Couple bullet points.
Have a couple of notes is what I'm saying.
Anecdotes.
I
tell a
was the
story.
best man for a couple of my friends' weddings, and I was so nervous about it. I would I would practice and actually prepare for it, and then I went up and killed.
I bet you
So
killed it.
that went viral, and everyone's talking about it, and they're comparing this Shannon to Michael Scott because of this. They call it the cringeworthy speech of the ages for this woman. And listen, I wish the audio was a little better.
Just kidding. Of course, you guys are gonna get the interracial couples. Oh my God, no.
Then
Seriously.
she's talking about the interracial couple thing, and so you got white guests, you got black guests.
She's nuts.
Outstepping the stereotype, and I love it. But you guys, I swear, I love black people.
I mean, just
Does she not leave the
what'd you just
house?
say?
Whoa,
What?
the last part, the
Yeah.
last 3 seconds.
Right.
Did you see what?
She's like,
go ahead and say it.
yeah, she said she loves black people.
That's opposite
Is that
of
a-
what Kanye said about George Bush.
right.
Yeah, is that a novelty to her? Did she not leave the house? And
What?
It's just got a mixed crowd there. You got a couple that groom and I guess you have a white. I think the girl is white. The groom is black, and it's turning into a real life like Michael Scott cringeworthy office moment at this wedding. And listen, as a public service announcement here on the MJ Morning Show, I'm just saying that if you're going to speak at a wedding, try to avoid, talking about the mixed race couple and you like black people and just
Outrageous.
odd.
Stop it. Please.
So just a little heads up.
Have you ever been in a situation, MJ, where you've seen somebody give a speech or something just awkward like that, even if it's not a wedding? I'm trying to think back. I don't think I've been present for a speech that's been so cringeworthy.
I've been to events where people just had too much liquor, too much
Right.
alcohol, and then they get a little bit too loose and they say things that were, a little nutty.
I try to be funny, but or they try to be funny, but I sometimes hear women, they're toasting the bride and they get real weepy and it turns into I love you, and then all of a sudden you're sitting in the audience and you're like, wait a second, is she going to go crazy now that her best friend is married and she doesn't have her anymore as her best friend?
Hey, Rox, I got some great news for you. Moving along, I got some great news for you. For $3,000, if you live in Hillsborough County, you can register to become a permit holding psychic.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
So
Okay.
Roxanne, this is your calling. You're into all the woo! You're into all this nutty stuff here. For a little less than $3,000, you can get a permit and become a registered psychic, a medium, a fortune teller, or, Froggy, a clairvoyant.
I'll be a clairvoyant.
Froggy calls it a clairvoyant, not a clairvoyant.
Sam, you need to get yourself a crystal ball.
Oh,
Yeah.
just $3,000. No, I mean, I'm not all of these things that you just described. The only thing that happens sometimes is sometimes I have dreams that are prophetic, but it's so like sometimes I have dreams that mean absolutely nothing. So you don't know when you'd be telling someone their fortune and what was going to happen to them, or just telling them some weird thoughts you
Now,
have.
I don't know if this is new or old. I saw this. It was a story on Channel 8's website, and it just said that in addition to the money that you pay to get a license to be a fortune teller, a psychic, or whatever, that there are some rules, So if you're going to be all mystic over there, Roxanne,
How can you put rules on mysticism?
Yeah, right?
according to the Hillsborough County Municipal Code, every fortune teller, clairvoyant, palmist, astrologer, phrenologist, character reader, spirit medium, absent treatment healer, or mental healer, and every person engaged in any occupation of a similar nature shall pay a business tax of $225. However, in Ordinance Section 46-188, fortune tellers, clairvoyants, it clarifies that the section does not apply to religions which heal the sick by prayer. But the bigger fee and the regulations apply from the next ordinance for fortune tellers, clairvoyants. According to the county code, those working as a fortune teller must furnish a bond in the amount of $2,500 in a form approved by the county by a surety license to do business in Florida. So, Roxanne, for a little less than $3,000, you just got to put up this little bond. You can open up Roxanne's fortune telling shop.
Oh, perfect. I can a little side hustle for me. We can promote it on the show.
But you'd be legal.
But you're into all this stuff.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I'm a fortune teller.
You could be.
What I'm saying is this is right up your alley. Roxanne, you're into all the hocus pocus stuff. You're into like walking through your house with sage and smudging the place to get rid of the evil spirits. I mean, do you have one of those little evil eye necklaces?
No, I don't.
Just check.
All right, I'm not a fortune teller, MJ, but I can read the tea leaves enough to know that she's not into this. I can tell she is. She's giving you body language right now. You can't see it, but her body language right now is very put offish to her being. I think she likes just telling fortunes illegally.
Yeah, I do.
And wants to remain unlicensed.
I want to be rogue.
You're into the whole kind of hocusy pocusy world of mystique.
I'm not into it like you're painting me as. I mean, I don't even read my horoscope. I just kind of know the signs and I know stuff like that. And
You saw the sign?
Yeah.
I saw the sign.
But I didn't realize this list that you just went through. I didn't realize there were all these niches in that.
Speaking of
world.
mysticism, and I guess Halloween falls into that to a certain extent. Now, any of note Halloween stories, pretty uneventful at my place, just a lot of kids. And, on my street, the neighbors kind of got together and did, like all kinds of tables together in the street. So the kids didn't have to like ring every single doorbell toward my end of the street. Anything happen with you guys?
I just got attacked by mosquitoes. And
Oh, yeah, you mentioned this.
Yeah.
So, it was warm. For Halloween evening, it was somewhat on the warmer side. And you know what? I did notice that the skeeters were out. I don't know. And we really haven't had much rain. So where are the skeeters coming from?
Yeah, it was just really like damp in the air. But Rose, I showed you the picture, MJ. I showed all you guys the picture of my daughter. She was Rose from the Titanic, as promised.
Right.
And she had this dress. I ordered it online. And it was one of the dresses that Rose wore, Kate Winslet wore in the movie. And I was like,
where the hell do you buy a dress that Kate Winslet wore in the movie Titanic?
Not the actual dress.
I know that. But
Amazon, probably.
They sell replicas 20-something years later?
Yeah, they do. And I mean, it was the exact dress. And so, but I told her, I said, she has a doll, a Rose, figurine collectible. And I said, let's take the box that your doll came in and let's carry it around because it's a picture of Kate Winslet and the ship sinking and the name of the movie. And so
how morbid. Let's see.
Yes.
I know. I mean, it's really like kind of ghoulish.
It is ghoulish. Why'd you hire like a string quartet so they could be like the band that went down with the ship?
They keep
playing. They could have walked around with your daughter playing the violins while the ship is going down. What a morbid Halloween costume.
There was a guy who came to our door, and when Rose answered, I said, "This is Rose from the Titanic." He's like, "Oh, I hope you make it to your destination."
Okay.
We know Rose will.
But here's the deal.
I'm sure about the rest of us.
You showed me a picture of your daughter. I'm like, "Where's the costume?" You would have no idea that it was a costume.
Right. So,
your daughter's wearing the dress that Rose wore. First of all, folks,
and
Roxanne's daughter is, for some reason, at 5 years old. Is she 5?
Yeah.
Obsessed with Titanic.
It is an obsession. And so she also wore the Heart of the Sea. So she had the rose pendant and we did her hair curly like roses. But anyways, I said, I'm going to carry this box and show everybody so we can say, look, it's Rose from the Titanic. You look just like her. And she was like, no, Mom, you don't need to carry that box. They're going to know when they look at me. They're going to see the dress. And I was like, honey, adults don't have memories like kids do. Adults don't remember what Kate Winslet wore in every scene of the movie.
I would, if your kid knocked on my door with that dress on, I'm like, hey, what parents couldn't afford a costume this year? What's going on? I would have no idea that she was in costume. And you know what? If you have to explain to people that, hey, my daughter's wearing the dress that Rose wore in the Titanic movie, I think that's a problem.
Oh, you see my son over there with the stovetop hat? He's Abraham Lincoln. See the hole in his head?
Froggy, come on.
Stovetop hat, you know it's Lincoln.
That's different.
It's pretty much the same.
No, it's not the same. Roxanne's daughter was wearing just a regular-looking dress.
It was just like her red dress that she wore in the movie.
And she had the big blue pendant on.
Yeah, she had the big blue pendant that she
should have had a bloated Leonardo DiCaprio next to her.
Fester, just quickly, anything of note with you last night with your kids, yes or no?
No, volume was down. Right. We didn't feel like we got a lot of...
Where'd you go? You were threatening to come to my neighborhood again, and you didn't.
All right,
so where the hell did you go?
Okay, I figured out the perfect scam. Townhome communities. We went to a townhome community where the houses are right next to each other.
Yeah, so there's density and just doors are closer together, blah, blah, blah.
Because, the actual reward for steps, I was like, ugh, gosh.
Does everything you do have an angle and a
Fester's
scam at the end of it?
He's a wham-bam scam. Everything's got an angle.
Cleaned up.
All right, Froggy, anything of note with your kids and trick-or-treating?
The only thing I noticed is that the volume, like you said, was way down,
Really?
I think, because of the Monday.
Yeah.
I got like 20 kids. There was way less kids than weekends.
And then I think we ought to morph into the fentanyl scare. And you had some law enforcement, I think that in the state of Florida, I think our attorney general put out a warning as far as fentanyl and Halloween candy. But if you listen to the experts nationwide, they're like, wait a sec, what's going on here? Why is fentanyl in Halloween candy? Why is this a thing? It is an overblown scare hype story. And I'm going to tell you right now, I feel confident in saying that as we digest Halloween 2022 and all of the folks warning about, careful, rainbow fentanyl might make it into your kid's Halloween basket. Yeah, because they look like Kit Kat bars. All right. So I'm guessing that there's not going to be one case of a kid that received fentanyl instead of candy on Halloween. And I don't know if you hear about the conversation that Joe Rogan and Dr. Phil had on that Rogan podcast?
No.
About woke culture?
So Dr. Phil was warning, this was yesterday. Dr. Phil was warning that many kids are accessing the pills via social media, Snapchat, etc. And listen to this. Dr. Phil said, quote, what they're doing now, Joe, is they're putting them in these pastel colors. They're making them look like these candies that kids get, and kids are going to see these things around, pick them up, and think that they're sweet tarts or whatever and bite into them. What? If I was a parent, I would go to the store and buy every kind of candy I could find. As soon as my kids came home from trick-or-treating, I would take their pumpkin and dump it into the trash and then fill it back up with the candy that I knew was good and then hand it back to them. I wouldn't let them take a single piece of candy from trick-or-treating because you don't know what's in there. And so they're talking about this and the whole fentanyl scare. And then the producer jumps in for Joe Rogan. The producer says, hey, guys, I think that's kind of an urban legend. I think it's so
Jamie, the producer?
They're going back. I have no idea. I don't listen to Joe Rogan. But they're going back and forth. And Rogan's producer then jumps in and says, hey, the stories that are circulating about fentanyl being in the kids' Halloween candy this year, it's probably a fake story. So
yeah,
that guy usually straightens out Joe a lot on his craziness.
Yeah, that's a good producer right there.
I'm sorry, I don't get a chance to. Froggy, you must have a lot of time on your hands.
Oh yeah, you know me, plenty of time
to listen to the Joe Rogan podcast.
I don't do 7 hours of radio. Now, easy.
But here's the story: should we go to the fentanyl phones? Should we go to the phones and ask our listening parents, how much fentanyl did you find in your kids' Halloween candy from last night?
Okay.
All right, let's go to the fentanyl phones. 800-990-1047. So please call us immediately and tell us how much fentanyl you found while going through your kids' Halloween candy for safety.
Would you like to know by weight or by pieces?
I just want to know how much fentanyl did you find in your kids' candy? Because this rainbow fentanyl thing, some people were trying to say that this is an epidemic. Oh my God. They were scaring the crap out of parents nationwide about rainbow fentanyl. But it's a non-story.
Okay, but when I was a kid, it was razor blades.
And that never happened either.
They have to
there were
do
no razor blades and pins were shoved into apples from the lady with the big wart on her chin up on the house on the hill.
But take this apple.
Okay, but the off year, the 1 year it may ever possibly happen, and the authorities don't issue a warning, then it's like, well, the authorities didn't warn their citizens to watch out for razor blades and apples.
People were being warned for something that is just not happening, and it caused a bit of a hysteria. All right, 800-990-1047. We're going to the fentanyl phones right now. Please tell us right away, how much fentanyl did you find in your kid's Halloween trick-or-treat basket? All right, in the bucket, in the pumpkin, in the pillowcase, whatever. All right, 800-990-1047. I'm waiting for the phones to blow out here because I'm sure it's just a remarkable amount of fentanyl that's been discovered. 800-990-1047. I'm waiting for all the phones to ring here. I'm waiting for Andrew to tell me that we got tons of calls on hold because the fentanyl phones are open. 800-990-1047.
All right, don't say fentanyl phones like we're giving it away, okay? The way you said
No, we're not giving away. I never said we're giving away
but
fentanyl.
The way you said, fentanyl phones are open.
But if you did, it'd have to be for caller number 5, because 5, fentanyl, it just sounds
the
better.
alliteration does work.
The bottom line, that's why I said fentanyl phones.
Well, he said 5 fentanyl phones.
You have to be like, go to the fentanyl phones, caller number 5, you get some fentanyl on the fentanyl phones.
No, we're not giving away fentanyl.
No.
Too bad.
We're trying to get stories about all of the listeners who found fentanyl in their kids' Halloween, and there's not going to be anything. All right, hang on a minute. Chris is phoning in from New York City, listening on the stream, I guess. Chris, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hey, third-time caller. So I was just telling your producer that drug dealers aren't looking to give out free candy. Or free drugs. That's not how that works.
Exactly.
And if they're looking to poison anyone, they want to see the poisoning happen. Like, they wouldn't want the kid to walk away. Then they assume, they took it. And then they want to see, the effects. The
whole fentanyl story was blown out of proportion. It turned into, clickbait. And it's like a fear that just doesn't mean anything. Of course, fentanyl is an issue, but these are people that are in an environment where there are drugs. You're not having fentanyl passed out to kids for Halloween, which is the big nationwide scare that was invoked here. Chris, thanks for the call. All right, let's grab, can I grab Weston out in Plant City? Andrew, can I grab Weston? All right, Weston's in Plant City. Weston, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello, Weston. Oh, did we lose Weston?
Weston.
We lost. All right, Andrew's screening 2 or 3 calls right now. So
was it just me, or did Chris in New York City know a lot about how drug dealers operate?
I don't think
he's like, they don't want to give it away for free. They want to watch you take it.
They don't.
Yeah, he really knew a lot.
The point I'm trying to make here is, first of all, I didn't expect to take any phone calls. Yeah. Let me let you in on a little secret here. Going to the fentanyl phones at 800-990-1047. I did not expect to take any phone calls because there's no fentanyl that's going to end up in the kids' trick-or-treating. All right, so by the end of this week, I would think that any stories that are out there that might filter through will be available to see. And I'm just telling you, we're not going to have fentanyl stories of any kid in the U.S. poisoned by fentanyl that was mistaken for Halloween candy. All right, anyway, can I grab Sandy? Andrew? All right, hold on. Sandy's in Apollo Beach. And again, folks, I did not expect to take any calls whatsoever. I was expecting to play the cricket sound effects. All right, Sandy in Apollo Beach, MJ Morning Show, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
I wanted to let you know that I took offense to your comment regarding the razor blade in the apple scare.
Hold on, you took offense? I offended you?
Yes, because you said it was a hoax, that it wasn't real, and I'm here to tell you it was real. I was a kid in Southbridge, Massachusetts, at the bottom of the hill when me and my sisters and my brother and my mother heard screaming, loud screaming, and then ambulances came, and a kid had bit into an apple that it got from a family for Halloween, and there was a razor blade in it.
Oh, no, there's not. This is some crazy. This is some crazy memory that you had as a kid.
Oh, gosh, no. That is no. Because after that, my mom started checking everything. She wouldn't. If we got fruit, we couldn't keep it.
Well, first of all, who the hell gave out fruit for Halloween?
People did give out fruit back when I was a kid. I'm 61 years old.
Right.
So,
Listen, I'm thinking maybe you're up in Massachusetts. Maybe give out clams or something. I don't know for Halloween. Hey, here's a handful of clams.
So some
yeah,
kid.
No, I'm in Florida now. I was in Massachusetts.
No, I got you. I just, Sandy, I've read numerous stories, and there's let's put it this way. There's been no rampant candy poisoning or rampant razor blades and needles and pins inside of apples. And I read a story in the last couple of weeks that a researcher could not find one instance of candy being poisoned from the 1950s all the way through, I think it was like 2010 or 2015 or something. So, all right, Sandy.
Sandy.
Hey, we don't want you to take offense,
Sandy, don't be offended.
We offended her. That's how she came out of the gate. It was, I'm offended. Don't be offended. We do so much other offensive stuff.
I'm just saying that I don't know if this is, you hear a story and then over the years, it just becomes something that happened when it kind of didn't. Sandy, I'm not calling you a liar, but
are you trying to offend her again?
No, I'm not.
Is that what you're trying? She's already offended.
I'm not trying to offend
Sandy. Thank you for listening.
Anyway,
Jeez.
the fentanyl phones were a total failure. All right, and I'm glad. By design, I thought the fentanyl phones here on the MJ Morning Show were going to be a total failure.
I have a request.
Yes.
Stop saying the word fentanyl. You said it like 1,000 times.
Okay, I'll stop saying
6 minutes.
All right, moving along, Michelle was the subject of this scam. And she brought it to my attention, and she pretty much knew it was a scam, but I had to just definitively tell her that no, I had paid the power bill and that our power is not going to be turned off. So don't fall for the scam. Andrew, our producer, Andrew, how many times have you gotten the power scam call now recently? Andrew, you said it's happened a bunch.
I've gotten a number of calls on this.
So about how many?
At least 4.
Over what time period?
Actually, they would come close together. I get 2.
When's the last time you got it?
2 days ago.
All right. So about the same time Michelle got her call. Now, I didn't get it on mine, and our phone numbers are only 1 digit apart. So Michelle got the phone call, and that is, yes, Andrew.
And notice it's only coming on cell phones.
Yeah, I mean, that's typically how these scam calls are.
I don't have a landline anymore.
Typically how these scam calls are going. But, folks, don't fall for the power company scam. Do you know what this is, Roxanne? Do you know how this works?
No, tell me.
All right. So you get a phone call and you get a recorded message that it's your utility company. There are different versions. It's electric company. It's the gas company. It's the water company, etc. But Michelle got the electric company, and the message said that your bill is delinquent and that your power is going to be cut off in the next 30 minutes.
Yeah,
so,
Kim got that, remember? And she freaked out.
Yeah, exactly. So Michelle didn't freak out because Michelle is pretty savvy. Being a lawyer, she's pretty wise. And she's like, hey, I think I just got a bogus call. You paid the power bill. I'm like, yeah, I paid the power bill. And she got the call, and it's like, you got to pay your power bill or else we're going to shut off your phones in the next 30 minutes. And what it is, they try to direct you. You wait and somebody comes on the line, or you push a button.
They have a real on-hold line. It sounds real.
Yeah, and so Michelle said there was music involved, and you push one. Anyway, you're going to get some boiler room operation, probably in like Pakistan or something, or India, and they want you to Western Union the money. So either a gift card scam or it's like a Western Union deal where they want you to wire or Western Union the money for the power bill. And people are falling for this crap. Your power company is not going to call you up, demand payment for a bill, and then give you 30 minutes notice by phone that we're going to cut off your power. It just doesn't work that way. So Michelle just got it 2 days ago. Andrew said that he got a couple in a row about 2 days ago. So it sounds like maybe the spamming auto-dialing computers over in Pakistan or wherever these operations are were working overtime. So MJ Morning Show public service announcement, do not fall for the scam from the power company. I could maybe ask our listeners, have you fallen for the scam, or do you know anyone that's fallen for the scam? And again, I don't know if we're going to get any calls on this, but hey, if you've fallen for the power company scam, or if you know somebody that fell for it and maybe sent money via Western Union or some other method, they use a little gift card racket as well. Don't fall for it. If you have, what the heck, I'll give out the number, 800-990-1047, 800-990-1047. So I guess we can go to the fentanyl phones and then the electric scam lines as well.
Yeah, if you fell for this scam, that's who I want to talk to.
Yeah, someone calls claiming to be from a utility company. Your service is going to be cut off very quickly. You got to pay immediately. Total scam. Because, first of all, real utility companies do not call you on your cell phone claiming they're going to shut your service off in 30 minutes.
Yeah, anyone who ever calls you with like a deadline, that's a red flag. I don't want to be rushed.
It just doesn't happen. Oh, look at the phone. Oh, my God. Look at the phones have just lit up like a...
MJ, thousands of people have received these calls. It's not...
Oh, I know that,
right,
but
okay.
I hope these are on folks that have been scammed. Hey, Andrew, I need you to roll quickly here. All right, so Andrew, every single line has just lit up. All right, let me grab Jeff. Folks, if you're calling in, Andrew's flooded all of a sudden, so just let the phone ring. Jeff, you're on the MJ Morning Show, Q105. Hi.
How you doing?
All right, so what's the story, Jeff?
Well, my sister-in-law got a call from, the sheriff's office, donation there. And the lady wanted her credit card over the phone, and she's like, well, no, how about you send me something in the mail, and I'll send you my check that way.
All right, so wait a minute. So somebody claiming to be from the sheriff's office wanted what?
They wanted, how they do the donations?
Yeah, but you know what? Those calls have typically nothing to do with law enforcement.
Right, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's a scam call.
Yeah, well, it's not a... Yeah, you get these phone calls from, the so-and-so Law Enforcement Association or from the Fraternal Order of... And these are just, again, these are call centers, and I don't know what they do with the money, but listen, when you get those calls from these organizations claiming to raise money for law enforcement, I hang up on those things because it's not like you're donating specifically to some kind of charitable cause for your local sheriff or police department. Yeah, those calls where they try to, guilt you into, not helping first responders, those things are profit-making operations, and I run away from those. Let's grab Joe in Hillsborough County. Joe, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
What's up, Joe?
These people all the time that they call on cell phones is just simply annoying. So I decided I'm going to play my own game with them.
What do you
when
do?
When they ask for a Western Union number, I give them a fake Union number and tell them that there's $1,000 in there. Go ahead and go get it. And I listen to them, watch them scrambling trying to get that number to sort of flip the script.
Yeah, you just waste their time. So when you get these call centers and you get these scam operations, and they're mostly all overseas, and you run them ragged. If you have the time to play with them, I once played with one. I was doing preparation for my show. This is 5 years ago,
right.
And they called me at 11 a.m. and it was in between shows, my morning show and the afternoon show, and I just had them on speakerphone. And they sent me to 5 different people. They have the first level that qualifies you, then they move you to somebody else, then they'll send you to someone else to try to close the deal to extract the money out of you via whether it's a wire transfer or whatever. And then I had them on the phone for an hour, And then at the very end, you can tell that they're about to close the deal on what they think is like a total a total dupe, a total mark. And then you kind of drop the bomb. Hey, you stupid idiot. And then you kind of roll it. What do you think? I'm an idiot? You think you're going to scam me? And then they hang up. But you just wasted a ton of their time. I was just sitting there doing work. I was just, I had it on speakerphone, so I was just toying around with them. All right, Cheryl is in Hudson. Cheryl, MJ Morning Show, Q105. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
So my mom received a call from supposedly her grandson.
Oh, not the grandson scam.
Yeah.
Oh, they're in trouble. They were arrested. They got a speeding ticket. Yep. They're in jail. You got to wire the money. Oh, really?
Yep, and it not only happened to her, it happened to a girlfriend of mine, her dad, same thing. But what's strange is how do they know? That's what's so weird. Because he goes, Grandma, this is Ian. I've been arrested and I need bail money. How do they know the name?
Right. Well, first of all, how does Grandma not know that it's not the grandchild's voice?
Okay, I had this happen to a friend of mine.
Yep.
And someone called and said it was her son, and she's like, Roxanne, it sounded so much like my son.
No.
I don't even know. I don't know how they did it. Like
they were on fentanyl then. Because come on, how do you not know what your son sounds like?
Right.
Yeah, I Cheryl, listen, they target elderly people, and they get confused, and they think it's their grandson or granddaughter in trouble. And listen, that racket's been going on for 20 years. Cheryl, thanks for the call. Gene is in St. Petersburg. I had no idea the phones were. I was just going to do a public service announcement. Hey, folks, Michelle got the fake cell phone scam call saying that your power is going to be shut off in 30 minutes. You got to hurry and pay immediately via Western Union. Scam, racket, run. It's not real. I was just going to do a mention. Phones have exploded. Hey, Gene, welcome.
Hi, Gene.
Hey, good morning. How are you? Well, I got two things because she brought up another one. But first of all, they called my work and told me that I didn't pay the bill at work, which was a large amount. And I said, well, let me go get my bill. They wanted a credit card number. That's the first time I heard about that.
Yeah.
So I said, well, hold on, let me go get my bill. And I just put them on hold until they hung up. So I figured I was wasting their time. They couldn't call somebody else.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gene. Appreciate. Oh, look at this. Connor's in Hudson. Connor, the screen says that your cousin fell for what? The power scam?
No, she fell for, so she was trying to get a job from at home, and nowadays a lot of people want to work from home. So she found a job on Indeed, and they basically said, hey, we're going to do this and A, B, and C. The first red flag was she never did an interview, like from face-to-face or even met anybody. She just kind of went with it. They gave her a $3,000 check and say, hey, go get this nice brand-new Apple computer. So she took the check to her bank.
Oh, that's the deal where they give you a check, you deposit the check, but then you got to send them money, right?
Yeah.
So the first mistake she could have probably made off of this, but it was a fake check anyway.
Oh, it is. So what happens is people get fake checks. They deposit a fake check that is not a real check. They think the money's going to clear in the account. In the meantime, they send money elsewhere, real money, and then they're out the money.
Pretty much. And so she got pretty much scammed on $3,000 because their bank called her a couple days later and she spent $1,000.
Oh,
and they're like, this isn't real.
Yep. It happens all the time. We've been talking about that for years. Connor, thanks. All right, let me just grab a couple of calls, then we got to move on. But I had no idea that the phones were going to light up on this. Andrea is in Winter Haven. Hello, Andrea, MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
What happened?
I was calling because I used to work at a bank, and I saw so many different scams. One in particular that was the worst was the romance scam, where somebody was dating somebody that was in another country, for example, and they would wire so much money, and they would say, oh, it's for my boyfriend, it's for my fiance, and then come to find out they were just stealing their money.
Yeah, that's how the Tinder swindler worked.
Yeah.
He would leave the country and then have money wired over.
Yep. I mean, there's so many folks. Listen, if it sounds too good to be true, if someone's trying to get money from you via email or over the phone, whatever story they're concocting, it's probably a scam unless you know exactly who they are. Thank you, Andrea. All right, one more. Is this Wrecker Rodney? No, it's not. It's a different Rodney. All right. Hey, Rodney in Tampa, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi. It happened to my ex-girlfriend. She gave her credit card.
All right. Now, Rodney, what was it for, though? Why were they trying to scam her?
It was for the electric.
Okay, so it was the electric scam that, hey, we're going to shut your power off in 30 minutes if you don't pay your bill.
But check this out. Yesterday, I got a phone call like that on my cell phone, all right? And I don't even have an electric bill in my name.
Well, that ought to be like the first tip, that you don't have an electric bill in your name, so how could they be calling you up saying you're late?
I kept that guy on the phone for 45 minutes while I was driving from St. Pete to Hudson with my 4-car carrier. And then I said, listen, dude, I don't even have an electric bill. And I don't know.
All right, so did you say your girlfriend got taken?
Yeah.
All right, how much did she get taken for?
$790.
Holy frigamoly, $790?
Yep. Her electric bill was originally $200 and something, and then there were fees.
Oh, late fees. Oh, my God, they saw her coming.
And they said, oh, well, it didn't go through the first time, man. We need your credit card number again. And so she ran and gave him the credit card number again.
Yeah, but typically, if it was on a credit card, she could probably go to the credit card company. I'm sure she could go to the credit card company, and they'll wipe the charge off.
Yeah, she disputed it. Oh, yeah, they did.
All right, thanks for the call. Again, listen, I didn't think the phones were going to explode like that, but the point is that Michelle got the electric bill scam on the cell phone call. Don't fall for it. No one's calling you up from the power company saying your bill is late, and if you don't pay in the next 30 minutes, your power is going to be cut off. They're playing the game of trying to scare the crap out of you so you don't have a chance to think, and, oh, my God, the power's going to be shut off. I got to pay them right away. No, it doesn't work like that. It's a scam. It's a racket. Spread the word. And for whatever reason, the last couple of days, it seems to be heating up. They're making a lot of phone calls here in the Tampa Bay area, wherever these damn things are coming from. All right. How'd you like to see me? Fessy, you've seen this. Rox, did you see this?
I haven't seen it yet, no.
You have not seen.
No.
How would you like to see me, MJ, at 9 years old in 3rd grade? Well, you can, because I went to see my parents over the weekend because it was my dad's 80th birthday. So Michelle and I went over to Fort Lauderdale, and my mom said, Todd, I've got some clippings for you. I got some stuff for you. And my mom saved all kinds of stuff. My mom saved a clipping from the Rockland County Journal-News. It was the newspaper when I was growing up in Nanuet, which is right up the Hudson, 20-something miles outside of Manhattan, right up the Palisades Parkway. And I went to a school called George W. Miller Elementary School. And back in 1975, in 3rd grade, they did a craft day. So any parent that knew a craft would come in and teach the kids how to do the craft. And this was on the front page of the newspaper. This was, they do sometimes like a feature photo on the front page.
Yeah.
Front page of the paper. My mom still had the clipping. And it's craft workshop. There are 3 pictures. 2 3rd grade classes at George W. Miller, Nanuet, held a craft workshop day Tuesday with the help of interested and skilled parents. It's funny. Interested and skilled parents. The children learned rug hooking, string art, needlepoint, and other crafts. In photo left, parent Mrs. Natalie Morgan helps Todd Schnitt knit. And I've got the biggest photo, actually, and I'm over on the left, and you can see me, a little Schnitt. And I'm in 3rd grade. I'm 9 years old, and she's showing me how to knit. And I got a big old mop on top of my head.
Yeah, you do. That has
Wow.
it. So your hair is, it's even grander than it is now. Earlier.
It's very poofy.
Very poofy. And you make that face still to this day.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, yeah.
Does that look like me?
The facial expression.
No, but does
Looks like
that...
your son.
Yeah, it looks like
it
Julian
does.
is
It does.
as a boy.
All right, so if you want to see this newspaper clipping from 1975, from, what is that, 47 years ago, right? Or, am I right?
Yeah.
If you want to see this photo, Andrew, do you have it up at mjmorningshow.com yet?
Still working on it.
All right, so how much time before it's up?
It'll be a little while.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So, but it is on Instagram. So let me. If you're on Instagram, it is on Insta. So you can go to my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. And while you're there, give me a follow and just look for the newspaper clipping. And I took a picture of the clipping, and you can see the photos. See me in third flipping grade.
You know, the most amazing part of this picture is the other kid, Patrick Tucker.
Oh, yeah. I remember him. I remember
in the top corner.
Yeah.
He looked so tired and strung out in that picture. look at his heavy eyes. Look at the bags under his eyes at, like, you know what, 7?
Looks like he's on heroin.
He looks like he had the hardest night ever, and now he has to go to school and do needlepoint.
I got this damn needlepoint thing, man. I was drinking all night. I was heating up
His hands are shaking.
spoons. Anyway, and then there's Romeo. I remember all these kids from third grade. So if you want to see this, if you want to see it right now, it's on my Instagram. And you should be following my Instagram because you never know what the hell's going to pop up there. In fact, speaking of that, did you see the Scooby-Doo thing we put up? I'll talk about that in a second. So go to my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, and take a look at me in third grade with the newspaper clipping. And then the last item I posted last night, and Michelle dug this up, and this is from 2007, and it's Michelle and me and Chloe and Julian, and we all dressed like the gang from Scooby-Doo. So I was Fred.
Your wig is terrible.
Yeah, Michelle was
Velma.
She was
not Velma. Velma.
Yeah, Michelle was Velma, and then Chloe was Daphne, and then Julian was Shaggy.
Aww.
Zoink, Scoob! And Julian's like 3 years old, and Michelle is holding Julian in the photo. So if you want to see the whole family, we're all dressed like Scooby-Doo. 2007. Julian was 3. Chloe was just 6. And that's not our house. We were a friend's house. So that wasn't our place with the background in the house.
Michelle would never buy this tacky buffet.
What
is this?
It's the
Pottery Barn?
It's the Weinstein's buffet. It's the Weinstein's.
What, did you get Restoration Hardware? Come on. Buy it from the mall? Take the floor sample?
So a couple of things on my Instagram right now. I think it was a ton of stuff that I just forgot to mention. But Certified MJ Radio, that's Certified MJ Radio. Those are the things. And then, of course, the Chucky picture with Shorty Shane from yesterday is up. Oh, and he got pissed. This is the other thing. So in between the, there's a nice photo of Michelle and me from over the weekend. In between that and the Scooby-Doo photo is the Shorty Shane in the studio from yesterday dressed as Chucky. And if you missed it, about this time yesterday, Shorty Shane just barges in, and Shorty Shane is 3'5", and he was dressed like Chucky. I mean, the creepiest thing you've ever seen. Full-blown Chucky. You know, I'm your friend till the end and that whole deal. Want to play? So, do you realize the elevator is still busted down there? And Shorty Shane, he relies on the elevator to get up to the second floor. The elevator in our building has been broken for like 2 months.
Well, everybody with special needs or some kind of mobility disability relies on it.
Yeah, this place is you know what? This is an accessibility lawsuit just waiting to happen around here. Because why can't they? Do you realize that they fixed the bridge at Sanibel? Before they could, the bridge was out in like 3 different spots because of the hurricane at Sanibel, and they fixed the causeway, and they can't fix the elevator in our lobby. So Shorty Shane is like trying to get up the stairs.
Oh, he can't. His leg doesn't even reach one little step.
It was awful. So there's a picture of me and Shorty Shane as Chucky in the studio, but then the second picture is him standing in front of the elevator out of order barrier, blocking off the elevator. He's got the knife in his head. He's flipping off the camera because he couldn't use the elevator.
I've never seen an elevator repair take this long.
It is I have no idea what's going on.
They probably that elevator's probably been around so long they don't have the recent parts, the old parts to fix it.
Did the check bounce?
Anyway, Shorty Shane is talking about filing a lawsuit for Americans with Disability Act violations. So he's going to own this building when he's through with these people. All right. So speaking of social media, one other thing I want to mention, and I'm not doing this. I'm telling you right now that I will walk away.
What?
The word is floating around. Oh, hold on? Oh, why are you giving me a thumbs up, Andrew?
It's posted.
Oh, okay. All right, so the picture of me in third grade is now posted on the website. So again, two ways. You can see it on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, or if you just want to go to our website, mjmorningshow.com, to see me in third grade knitting. All right?
Do you still remember how to carpet hook?
I can't, dude, I think I botched it up that day. I had no interest. By the end, I wanted to stab that mother in the head with the needle. I was so fed up with that thing.
Tired of doing this, Mom.
Todd, you're not doing this right. Todd,
Shut up,
put down
Mom.
the needle, Todd.
So if you go to mjmorningshow.com, the image of me in third grade is up there as well. All right, Roxanne, do you know where I'm headed?
Yes, I do.
All right. I just said I'm not doing it. Not a chance in hell. Take it away. I'm not. So what do you think I'm talking about?
Twitter.
What about Twitter?
You don't want to fork out any cash.
That is correct. And you know what the story is, right?
Yes, I do.
It seems
$20.
It seems like a high amount of money.
There are numerous stories out there that Twitter, now under the guidance, the ownership of Elon Musk, that they are going to charge $19.99 a month for those that have verified accounts. So if you go to listen, I can't get verified on Instagram to save my life. I don't know what the hell it takes.
You mean Twitter?
No, hold on. No, on Instagram.
Oh, I thought you were. Oh, you're only certified on there.
Yeah, no. No. My name is Certified MJ Radio. That's me. I'm not officially certified or verified on Instagram. So I don't have the check mark on Instagram, and they don't seem to want to give me one. All right, which doesn't make any sense. On Twitter, I've been verified with the little blue check mark since 2011. I joined in like March of 2011, and it was like shortly after that I didn't even ask, I didn't apply. Shortly after that, boom, my account was verified. And it might have been Clear Channel back then, or that their social media people maybe made it happen. But I've been Twitter verified with the blue check mark since 2011. And now the word is that they might start charging verified accounts $19.99 a month.
That's more than Netflix.
Exactly. To keep your verification. So if you do the math, 12 months times $19.99, it's just short of $240 a year, $239.88 to be exact. And there's no way in hell that I'm going to assist Elon Musk to pay off his ridiculous overpayment for Twitter at $44 billion, which was a joke. Twitter's not worth $44 billion. And Elon Musk realized it because he's erratic. I don't want anything. I don't want to drive one of his cars. I don't want to get into one of his rockets. Listen, they've done some good stuff. All right, the Tesla thing's, mostly impressive. The whole SpaceX thing. But still, I wouldn't trust the guy with my life. I don't want much to do with Elon Musk. I got to be honest.
Would you trust him with your Twitter certification?
Well, the guy is erratic. And now, with him taking over, the reports are that they're going to try to charge verified accounts $19.99 a month to keep the verification badge, in which case, forget it. Take my little blue badge away. I'm not paying. My ego is not that big that I gotta have a Twitter blue check verification.
All right, that's you. For a lot of people, that's a point of some kind of pride, or it means something.
There's been a lot of blowback. Once this story came out yesterday that there could be a charge, a lot of people said, and I saw numerous stories where people said, take it away. I'm not paying you. A lot of people are in my boat that are not going to fork over $19.99 a month to Elon Musk to keep the blue check mark. Take the sucker away. I don't use Twitter as much anyway. I use more Instagram these days, which, listen, Zuckerberg's a creep as well, but that's a whole different story. But I'm not shelling out $19.99 a month. And the point is, a lot of others are making noise. This is getting roasted online.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that are blue checked are like, I'm not paying either. So, hey, take the damn thing away so we'll find out. We're expecting that at some point we're going to get notifications that if you want to, trip a day. I didn't do trip a day. Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to we're 22 minutes late. Oh, I didn't hear you. Okay. Yeah, just jump in and just get on the mic and say do trip a day.
If we're getting super late, Andrew,
My
just
God,
bust
yeah,
in.
just jump in.
I actually had to go back and listen to make sure I didn't miss it because I was on the phone all that time.
Okay, all right.
No, all right. So sorry, we're running late here, folks. I apologize. So the trip a day for today's trip a day song to win a 3-day staycation at the Plantation on Crystal River. Today's song is Africa by Toto, and that's going to run in the 4 o'clock hour. So today's trip a day song is Africa by Toto, and it'll run in the 4 o'clock hour. When we play it, just be caller 7, and you'll win the Q105 trip a day. So I'm just letting everyone know that if my blue check disappears, and for my Twitter account, I use my real name. My real name is Todd Schnitt. So my Twitter account is at Todd Schnitt, TODDSCHNITT. And if my blue check disappears, it's because I'm not going to help defray the costs of the ridiculous overpayment of $44 billion that dummy Elon Musk shelled out to buy that pile of crap.
Yeah, you show him.
Yeah, Elon's going to be like, I'm so upset at MJ.
Yeah, Froggy, where's your Elon?
I can't believe
I've given you 15 minutes to try to work in Elon. And
You talk so fast. It's like you never take a breath in between the words that you say. How do you even breathe? Do you breathe through your nose? Because you're like a yippee, 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 yippee. You're like a little puppy dog that never stops.
I'm going to invent a machine that makes you talk slower.
It's like I tried to talk, and every time you're like, yeah, you speak so much.
Okay,
Why do I sound Latino?
What?
Why am I turning into Mark Anthony?
So why have you done like 3 different accents for Elon Musk inside of 30 seconds?
Mark Anthony Musk is here, yes. Yeah. And now I'm morphing into Mark Zuckerberg.
Okay, this is not a good impression.
I'm the master of voices. I'm Froggy.
You really are quite incredible.
Yeah, somebody's a little butthurt by the whole Twitter thing, if you didn't notice.
It is hard to.
If I it's like somebody who goes, if I die, you know who it is.
Listen,
it's like,
I'm not butthurt.
If my blue check disappeared, you know what happened.
I am not butthurt. Listen, if I was butthurt and if I had an ego, I would quietly fork over the $19.99 a month if, in fact, they institute that policy. I'm saying very clearly that I'm not paying Elon Musk $19.99. I'm not from the, oh my God, if I don't pay, they're going to take my little blue check mark away. Screw it. Take the freaking, you know what you can do with the blue check mark, Elon? I'll tell you what you can do with your blue check mark.
Oh, yeah, what is that?
Yeah.
I give you brown check mark now.
Speaking of butthurt,
Yes.
I do often wonder how you breathe, MJ, because you don't ever take a breath.
Never.
And I think you breathe through your butt. And there are animals like certain turtles and certain pigs breathe through their butts.
Roxanne coming in with the hard insults.
No wonder why your breath stinks.
You talk so much, you breathe through your butt.
Are you guys ganging up on me today?
I didn't say you breathe through your butt.
Yeah, I
dude.
want nothing to do with this.
All right.
We're just kind of making fun of your blue check mark, but Roxanne's bringing up ass breathing
All right,
jokes.
maybe when I get a little worked up, I don't take a breath.
Yeah.
And I'm a little worked up over the Elon Musk thing because it's like, really? You think that I'm so much of a slave to your blue check that I'm going to fork over $240 a year?
How much would you pay?
Nothing. I'm not paying. I've had it since 2011. You're not going to just suddenly jack me around with a charge to keep a little worthless blue check next to my name on Twitter.
Yeah, but if you're an influencer and you rely on the cash flow from that blue check, you're
for
screwed.
some people, that means a lot.
It doesn't mean $239.88 a year to me if that's what they try to institute.
So cheap.
All right, Fester, you got to stop picking your nose.
Ooh, yeah, you do. I read about that.
Yeah. How about hey, Roxanne, you want to break the news to Fester?
You could call the devil and tell him to unplug the heat, and it can freeze over before I stop picking my nose.
All right, Fester.
I'm an NPF.
All right, Fester is a nonstop nose picker.
Nose picking fool. That's
Yeah,
right.
well,
NPF.
those little booger hunts are going to hurt you.
Oh, jeez.
Listen,
Would you like to break the news?
I got
I'll
one.
break it.
I got one brewing right now in Lefty. I can't wait to get.
Oh, he doesn't just pick 'em.
Yeah.
It doesn't end with the pick.
I'm a BPF. I'm a BEF.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is breaking news right now on the MJ Morning Show. And Fester, we're going to go to correspondent Roxanne, who's going to give you the full details.
Do it in extra news voice.
All right, Roxanne, the breaking news is what regarding nose picking?
Well, Fester, recent studies have shown that nose picking is something, if you continue to do it, you won't remember doing it because it causes Alzheimer's.
Oh, my. From ABC World News Tonight, this is Roxanne Wilder with a nose-picking Alzheimer's update. All right, so go ahead.
There's a link.
Yeah.
There's a link. I guess there's bacteria in your nose, whatever they found that is in the brain that causes those, what is it called when the Alzheimer's,
Apparently, it's something to do with it's chlamydia.
Dementia.
Yeah, yes,
Well, hold on.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Hold on. I heard 3 words. I think I heard dementia. I heard chlamydia. I
Yeah.
heard 3
It's a
words at one
hodgepodge
time.
of medical stuff.
All right, so hold on. I just picked my nose.
Oh.
I mean, I tell you, I'm just,
Well, let me give you the science. According to a new study from Griffith University.
Oh, I trust Griffith. The
Isn't that
prestigious Griffith. I've never heard of that.
Listen, listen, you can go ahead and poo-poo this, Fester, but you're going to end up with the Alzheimer's, okay?
Yes, how many people at Griffith University is picking their nose for this research? We've interviewed 2,000 nose pickers.
Can I please give you the science?
Go ahead. I'll be sitting here digging for gold.
Griffith University researchers have demonstrated that a bacteria can travel through the olfactory nerve in the nose and into the brain in mice, where it creates the markers that are the telltale sign of Alzheimer's disease.
Markers, that's the word I was trying to think of.
It's the chlamydia pneumoniae bacteria can travel directly from the olfactory nerve. And, of course, olfactory, that means smell or nose. Olfactory sense is your nose, and your sense is smell. And it can travel from the olfactory nerve in the nose into the brain, forcing brain cells to deposit some amyloid beta and introducing Alzheimer's pathologies. And they're saying the introduction to potentially increase your risk of Alzheimer's is your finger constantly all boom, jammed up the nose.
Dude.
And Fester, your fingers are always up your nose.
Always up my nose.
What is it? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Hang on. It's there right now. Hold it. Fester, get it out. Come on. Okay.
Is nose picking and then consuming, is that a thing that you do?
all right,
Is that because I know
Froggy.
another guy who does? He's been doing it since childhood.
Yeah,
is it something that you've done?
I've always thought that's been my secret to a very high immune system.
Well, guess what?
You really never see me getting the flu.
You know what? If you remember,
Yeah.
years ago, there was I think a German or an Austrian study, and some researcher at some well-known institution said that is how you jimmy up your immune system.
Yeah, for kids. My daughter is exactly what you just described.
no.
Froggy.
Listen, I'll tell you
my
right now.
God,
Listen,
jeez.
I'm all for booger eaters uniting, man. Because we are being oppressed as a group. This is not fair.
We should start a Facebook page.
Let's march on Washington, man.
Oh,
I'll be
my.
serious.
Boogers unite. Booger eaters unite.
It's booger eaters. It's a BEU.
BEU.
Yeah. Listen, MJ, that's how you build up your immunity system. Everybody's using all this Purell all the time, killing all these natural germs.
Just stop.
Just eat a booger every now and then. You guys will be fine.
Just stop. Fester.
It's science.
Listen, I'm just warning you that now they're saying that your nose picking could bring on Alzheimer's.
So listen,
I'll take my chances getting Alzheimer's at 90
to build your immunity.
to build my immune system for my living years.
And boy, is he working at
Well,
it.
I tell you what, man.
Yes.
My old lady knows what to do once I start losing it. She knows. I already told her. I already told her the script.
Yes, Rox, did you have some final word here?
I don't have.
Okay.
I mean, if you blow your nose into a cloth and then you eat that, that's a lot safer than picking it because it's the hand up the nose that causes the potential Alzheimer's.
It's the finger that has bacteria on the finger that introduces it up the nose to the olfactory nerve that's apparently depositing this germ and building this Alzheimer's protein in your brain.
And then also the crazy thing, there are connections between Alzheimer's and loss of smell and smell and memory.
Now,
so you can see why it all ties together.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the medical segment on the MJ Morning Show. Yes, Andrew.
Yeah, is the lesson here for Fester to wash his hands before picking?
Yeah, that's another thing. If you got to pick, then go ahead and sanitize your fingers.
Do you think you could stop, or are you addicted to it?
It's not something that I'm addicted to. It's just a lifestyle choice. I mean, seriously. There's two kinds of people in the world, booger eaters and liars. Okay? There's two kinds of people.
I've never had a booger.
Liar.
Oh, my God.
Not as a kid.
Right,
not as an adult.
We've devolved. This is devolved. All right, I got to move along.
I got to pick my nose.
All right, then leave the room, okay?
Goodbye.
All right. Hey, Roxanne.
Yes.
Has your fiance, Dig Dug, has he received the Jeep yet?
Oh, no.
Has he gotten a Jeep yet?
No, we rode around in one this weekend.
Doug.
With the Jeep. I saw that and I'm like, look at this. When's Doug getting his?
Yeah. Doug.
I mean, how do you not do that and say, hey, listen, I'm going to need one for all my friends?
I'm going to need one for Doug, my best friend from Kalamazoo. So the question is Derek Jeter going to get your fiance, Doug, a Jeep?
No, it doesn't work like that.
Oh, really?
It doesn't work like that.
Derek. All right, folks, let me fill you in on what's going on here. Derek Jeter and Roxanne's fiance of nearly 10 years, Dig Dug. Roxanne's fiance, Dig Dug, is childhood best friends with Derek Jeter. So they do everything. Derek says, hey, I need help with something. Doug's on the next flight.
It's not like that.
It is. Whenever Doug leaves, it's for Derek Jeter.
Yeah, but it's just guys tooling around, taking guy trips or whatever.
Derek Jeter says, Doug, jump, and Doug goes wherever Derek Jeter needs him to go.
He's a supportive friend.
All right, they're longtime friends. Well, guess what? How about some reciprocation? Because I've heard for the last 2 years that you've been on the show with us, Roxanne, I can't tell you how many times, oh, yeah, Doug's getting on a flight. Doug's out of town. And I'm like, Jeter, yep. There has never been a time that Doug hasn't left that it hasn't been something Derek Jeter related. So then I see this story that how Derek Jeter was chosen to be a pitchman for Jeep now, and Derek is showing up, in the new, is it the Grand Wagoneer?
The Grand Wagoneer. Yeah, they're nice.
It looks very, very nice. I mean, they're not cheap. They're very well appointed. But they brought the Wagoneer back, and they've got the Grand Wagoneer, and I guess Derek was hired as a pitchman for the Jeep.
And Hannah.
And that's right. So listen to this. Derek and Hannah Jeter are living the 4x4 life. The superstar couple, according to the New York Post, have entered a partnership with Jeep to be the faces of its lineup of Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer SUVs. The Jeters and their 3 children will be featured in a series of advertisements for the luxury SUVs that kicked off during Game 1 of the World Series. So they started running. By the way, they had rain postponement last night in the World Series.
Yeah, Game 3 is tonight.
Rain in Philly last night. All right, so they start running these commercials with the Jeters, and Roxanne's fiance, Dig Dug's best friend is Jeter, runs all over the place for Jeter. So why didn't Jeter say, you know what? I'm happy to do this endorsement. I'm sure that Jeep is paying him, Chrysler or whatever the company is that now owns
millions.
What is it's a foreign company that now owns the Jeep thing. So Derek Jeter's being paid, I'm sure, a fortune. I'm sure they were given Jeeps as part of the deal. So why wouldn't Derek Jeter have a little bit of courtesy to say, you know what? I'm going to need one of these Grand Wagoneers for my best friend from Kalamazoo, Roxanne's fiance, Dig Dug. Let me tell you right now, that would be like giving away a stress ball. Like,
Or that company, a tchotchke.
A tchotchke or a
koozie
knick-knack.
or something.
Exactly. It would be nothing. So why didn't Derek say to Jeep, you know what? I've got my right-hand guy here. I need a Jeep for him as well. That would have been a no-brainer. Totally a non-issue, and they would have signed off on that immediately.
Okay, that makes no sense
How does it
whatsoever.
make no sense?
You think his agent, whoever negotiated the deal, I would just say his agent is Casey Close. Casey Close sits down and
Derek needed to say, hey, listen, with this new Jeep deal, I want you to take care of my best friend, Dig Dug.
it doesn't work like that, and
It-
that would
it can- it can work that way.
Never be something that Doug would
Where's
expect.
Doug's Jeep? Everybody, where's Doug's Jeep?
Where's Doug's Jeep? Give me a ride.
Where's Doug's Jeep?
Need a lift.
What?
Where's Doug's Jeep?
He can Uber on weekends.
This is insanity. That's
it's not.
why
All right.
they're best friends, because he's not like that. And
He's got a gold dig every once in a while.
okay,
hold on.
okay, listen.
It shouldn't be a matter of Doug Golding. That's not what it is.
No.
It should be a matter of, Derek saying, hey, listen.
You know what?
Here's my crew.
Do you have
Here's
any
my guy.
concept of
My guy.
friendship?
Yeah, Derek needs to toss Dig Dug a bone every once in a while,
does.
like a $90,000
Okay.
Jeep Grand Wagoneer.
This is insanity.
So
Like,
$90,000 is the cheap one, by the way.
I think they go to 120 or something.
Yeah, the MSRP starting at 88.
Right.
Top of the line for the crazy ridiculous one is like 112 MSRP.
Wow.
okay, do you have friends?
Yeah,
Because-
what celebrity? What do you know? Tony Little or something? Who's your celebrity friend?
I have Anthony Sullivan.
yeah, okay.
Hey, you know what Anthony did?
Guess what?
I got one of all of his products.
He's
Oh
giving
yeah,
me,
that's a bad example.
he gave me like a stack of swivel
He always
sweepers.
sends us stuff.
Dude,
I got a
Okay,
ton of swivel
swivel
my
sweepers.
sweepers.
wife
This is a
used the
Jeep.
Ding King on her Explorer all the time.
I'm still eating the CBD gummies.
It still works. I'm out.
Yes, Roxanne.
I'm just absolutely perplexed that you think that that's what someone wants to be friends with
We
someone
all-
for,
what we
so
all-
that they
Hold
give
on.
them a Jeep.
It's not that
Like, do you-
listen. It's not that I want to be friends with somebody for a benefit, but if I am, and one of my buddies falls into a significant windfall, it's.
Do you know how many everything has a price. There are benefits to having a best friend like that, and then there are certain drawbacks that nobody would ever understand. But I'm just going to tell you this.
Yeah.
There's so many nice benefits that Doug is appreciative of and would never go beyond that. What is it? Like, that's what you do with friendships. Whatever they give you, you accept it with gratitude.
Well, what I'm saying is-
he should have accepted with gratitude a Jeep because Derek Jeter would have said to Jeep that, hey, happy to do the endorsement, but I need to get an extra Jeep for my good friend Dig Dug,
Okay.
Roxanne's fiance.
Listen, because of their friendship, we were able to ride around in a Wagoneer this weekend.
Ooh.
And so that was cool. And then go on the field at the Michigan State game.
Whoa.
And like, that's all Doug cares about.
That's no Jeep.
He's obsessed with
That's
no
Michigan, and
$112,000
he got,
Jeep.
like,
Because
it's-
of their friendship, Roxanne got punched in the face by a Michigan State player in the tunnel.
I did.
Did you see that fight
Yeah.
video, MJ?
Yeah, that was bad. That was
I
brutal.
did. Listen,
Awful.
listen, Fester, do you agree with me?
Listen, Doug. I agree. Doug shouldn't ask for one, and I agree. Derek should just say, "Hey, listen,
What
Jeep."
are you talking about?
Derek
Get
should
my
have
crew.
just. He
What kind of
should
world
have.
are
That's
you
like an
people living in?
emasculation thing, too, if you think
No,
about
hey,
it.
listen, tell
Hey,
friends-
listen, The Rock just gave his best friend a brand new truck, like
Exactly.
a $100,000 truck.
Look at that. Exactly.
The
Listen,
Rock gives everybody trucks.
So, folks, here's the deal. When you see Derek Jeter and Hannah, his wife, pitching the new Jeeps on TV and these new commercials that just started running in Game 1 of the World Series, every time you see Derek Jeter and the Jeep Grand Wagoneer commercial,
Think about how grubby MJ is, and he would expect one for himself if that was his friend.
I want you to say to yourself, hey, Derek, I want you to yell at the TV, hey, Derek, where's Dig Dug's Jeep? That's what I want you to yell at the TV set every single time. Where's Dig Dug's Jeep?
You don't think Doug gets kind of like, when he sees it, like, I couldn't get one of those?
Yeah.
Commercial
Derek?
comes on.
Come on.
It would have been nothing. It would have been like Derek Jeter asking them for a Jeep pen with the little rubber tip at the end for the
That is
iPad.
That is so grubby. No.
Yeah, MJ, please. Like,
It's-
if you were famous, like, you would ever do something like that? Please.
Hey, there is a crazy video that I saw last night. Hey, Andrew, we need to get the video of the guy falling out of the car.
Where?
Guys, all right, when we get back, we're going to post this on our website. I got to tell the story, so we'll have enough time to get it posted during the commercial break. So this wraps up our 1 hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ Morning Show. When we get back, this is the most bizarre thing I've seen in the last 36 hours. Guy's in a car and just falls out on the road. It is crazy. I don't know much background on this, but this video, it is only about 10 seconds long. I promise you, you'll watch it 50 times in a row to try to process what the hell just happened here. All right, hold on to that thought. We'll get to the story next. And did you hear about the woman that's had 11 kids with 8 different guys?
Huh?
Yeah, talk about open for business. All right, we got to get into that. We got a lot to cover. So another long chunk of the MJ Morning Show is next here on Q105. Don't move. All right, before we grab... posted. So it is posted right now at mjmorningshow.com. If you go to our website, mjmorningshow.com, at the very top, you'll see featured. And if it's not right there, then you hit the arrow and bring the boxes over. But you're looking for videos mentioned on the MJ Morning Show. Is that the exact verbiage on that thing? Yeah. So videos mentioned on the MJ Morning Show. Go to our website, mjmorningshow.com. At the very top where it says featured, look for videos mentioned on the MJ Morning Show.
Can we take some new pictures?
So my wife brought that same thing up yesterday, that we took pictures as a group.
Like 2 years ago.
Like the second day of employment here.
Yeah.
And then we took one other photo of us, a ridiculous photo, 2 months later.
Yeah.
And we haven't updated anything. We're still significantly ugly except for Roxanne.
So let's do an updated photo shoot. Roxanne, why don't you coordinate that?
Okay, yeah.
All right?
I was like still postpartum
with the-
then. I
with the-
didn't even have a 1-year-old yet. I was like depressed and hadn't lost all my baby weight.
Oh,
It was
you were
just like,
depressed because you found out you were going to work with us.
Yeah, you got the chubby chipmunk cheeks in that photo. No, you don't. You look fine. So go to our website, go to mjmorningshow.com, and when you go to videos mentioned, there is a picture of the crew right below that. Fester, I got it. Don't touch.
You got it.
Right below that is a headline that says, "Not sure how this happened, but it did." It is a Twitter post, and there is a video. So go ahead and click on the video. This is a guy in what looks like like a 1980 or 81 Camaro, or it's an old, looks like Chevy Camaro.
Yeah.
Froggy, you got to come over here.
Come here, buddy.
Roll your microphone over to Fester's computer so you can see this thing.
Roll.
All right, I'm gonna bring this thing up, and there's audio that goes along with this. So I'm gonna bring up the audio so you guys can hear this thing. All right, watch what happens to this car. All right.
Oh, man.
All right, first of all, the engine's making a racket. This guy's backing up this old Camaro, pulls out of the parking lot. All right, watch this. Watch. So he's waiting for a car to go by. Now he pulls out. Fishtails.
oh, ouch.
Where'd his car go?
The car. All right, the guy flies out of the driver's side door.
Holy cow.
So he starts to fishtail, and the inertia rocks his body back and forth, and his driver's side door just gives way. He obviously had no seatbelt on.
No seatbelt. The guy flies out of the car onto the road while the car veers off to the right over a curb, and it looks like down an embankment into trees.
Oh, my God.
He's like a passing car and run him over. It looked like a car almost hit him.
This is unbelievable. So he's pulling out of some kind of a lot. I don't know if this is a car repair place. Right across the street looks like there's an Advanced Auto Parts. Right, can you tell the license plate where it's from? All right, so the guy pulls out of the lot and fishtails right here. The car wobbles due to the fishtail, and he's thrown against the driver's door. The driver's door opens up, and the guy flies out. And this guy's no skinny mini.
No, he's a big guy.
This guy's a big dude. He looks like he's, 5'11", 280 or something.
He's been working in that car for like 3 years. Finally takes it out.
The car flies off the road. He's on the road. He falls onto the road. You got to see this video, and you can't watch it more than. You can't watch it just once. You're gonna have to see this thing multiple times.
How obnoxious that is.
Yeah, there's no hood on the car. You can see the big old carburetor on top sticking out of the hood. Is that a Florida plate? It might be a Florida plate on that thing.
It's a white plate state.
And here he goes, fishtail. Boom! Out of the car, rolls on his back onto the road, and then the car flies off into the trees.
Doesn't look like he really got that injured.
Oh, my God.
Hurt, but...
I watched this thing 50 times last night. I'm like, what the hell did we just see here?
Boy.
Is his door not safely closed?
No.
Is it just held together with some duct tape?
Obviously it wasn't.
The latch is broken. They just used chewing gum to keep the door
seems
closed.
like it.
Yeah. Did you call me a little boy?
Yeah, I just picture you like watching this 50 times in a row last night.
Because it's unbelievable.
It's hysterical.
All right, so go to if you want to see this guy fly out of his car, go to mjmorningshow.com. That's mjmorningshow.com. Click on videos mentioned on the MJ Morning Show, and then it's the first item, what just happened here, and you'll even see the image on Twitter populate and take a look because it is hysterical. Now, I had somebody email me this, and I didn't get a chance to write back, but somebody sent me a screenshot, and I think it might be, I wonder if it's somebody from the restaurant. So I'm going to send the message back, but I got a screenshot of a credit card receipt. And it is apparently the check at a sushi restaurant, and I think they're up in Lutz.
Okay, what's the name of the? Can you say the name of the restaurant?
Yep, Zukusan Sushi Bar. Do you know what that is? ZUKKU San SAN Sushi Bar, and they are on Sierra Center Boulevard up in Lutz. So, do you know where that is? Fessa, you live in Lutz.
Yeah, I'm looking. It's in the. No,
I don't.
Okay, it's in the Wesley Chapel Premium Outlet Mall area. It's across. It's by State Road 56.
But it's considered Lutz
yes,
where this is.
Lutz Wesley Chapel.
Okay,
Right.
All right. So apparently, Leonard Fournette, Buccaneer Leonard Fournette, left a $1,000 tip on an $85.71 tab.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And somebody sent me some social media screenshot that says Tampa Bay Buccaneers with, over top of the receipt. And then it says, thanks at Leonard Fournette for blessing me at Zukusan.
Okay, that's cool.
$1,000 tip. So the total thing is $1,085.71. Because Leonard Fournette left the server $1,000 tip.
It's nice to hear.
That's nice. And you can see Leonard Fournette, merchant copy. You can see his. I'm going to hold this up. I'm going to hold it up to MJ TV right now.
Looks like really good sushi.
If you're watching MJ TV, I'm going to hold this thing up to MJ TV. Andrew, is this printing on the camera? You got it?
Yeah.
All right, so there it is. And then I'll zoom in here, and you can see $1,000 tip on $85 tab. And then I'll move it over to Leonard Fournette's signature on the credit card statement. So thank you to whoever sent this to me. The email address is Ferdian JAP. So whoever sent this to me, I don't know if you're with the sushi bar, if you're with this Zukusan Sushi up in Lutz Wesley Chapel. That's right on 56, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That's nice to hear. Who was always the Bucks who was a jerk? Who's the Buck that was always a jerk to everybody? He was known for it.
Warren Sapp.
Oh my God, that's right. Warren Sapp.
Right.
You go, can I have an autograph? Shut up, kid.
I think he's mellowed since his bankruptcy.
Hey, but
I hope so.
Remember, we have the Leonard Fournette Super Bowl song. Remember this?
Big hole, Leonard Fournette running downhill and rumbling inside the Carolina 30. Fournette, touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Guess I should have known by the way he wore his hat sideways that he was badass. He's the type of player Tom Brady can rely on to run it or catch a pass. It leaves the defense numb when the party line is lined up. Who else are you gonna choose?
Just wait for it, folks.
Oh, it was Super Bowl night. I guess that makes it all right, 'cause we know the defense is gonna lose. And honey, I said, Leonard Fournette, baby, you're much too fast. Leonard Fournette, gonna put the defense on the reins. A runner like that ought to be in jail, 'cause it's on the verge of being obscene. Move over, baby. Give him the keys, let them try to tame that number 7 machine. Leonard Fournette, baby, you're much too fast. Yes, you are. Leonard
Leonard, if you happen to be listening, Leonard Fournette, they're thanking you at Zuku-san Sushi Bar up in Lutz because you left $1,000 tip on an $85 tab.
You know, the Buccaneers were off this weekend, MJ, because they played Thursday Night Football. The players got the weekend off. I saw pictures of, like you said yesterday, Tom Brady at the movie theater, Leonard Fournette getting sushi. But then did you see Tom Brady in Inglewood?
Yeah.
Passing out barbecue meals?
I think it was down in Port Charlotte.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. So I actually have that. The Tom Brady brought his kids down to volunteer at a food bank after, obviously, the big news of the finalization of the Tom Brady-Gisele Bündchen divorce. Story says that Brady took his kids, Ben and Vivian, to a food bank on Saturday. They had a busy weekend. So Friday night, they were at the movies in Hyde Park. And that was paparazzi. You know what? Oh, you know what I saw? I think I saw the same photo service or the same. Got the pictures of Tom in Hyde Park. I wonder if that's kind of set up. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, but I think it's a good thing. I think Tom apparently wanted to show his kids about public service. So I do commend Tom Brady for this. Absolutely.
Super nice. And isn't that Inglewood like the halfway point between Miami and Tampa? They could probably do the switcheroo with the kids there.
Is the halfway?
I mean, I don't. Maybe not. But it was nice of him to do that, regardless. But
where did he go?
All right, Tom Brady and the kids. They were spotted volunteering at Operation Barbecue Relief, which I've seen this organization in action. It's a nonprofit organization serving hot meals to communities that need help. And this was in Port Charlotte on Saturday. Tom wanted to teach his kids about the importance of community service, according to a source. Told People magazine. And again, this came just after the big news that Tom and Gisele had divorced. That came out on Friday. And so very active weekend. I mean, Tom Brady, you really didn't see him out and about. And now it's like 2 times in like 2 days.
Well, he's got to seem like he's a great dad.
Yeah, Tom Brady at the Cine Bistro in Old Hyde Park, just taking the kids to a movie on Friday night. And then Saturday down in Port Charlotte, helping serve food at this Operation Barbecue Relief. So it sounds like it might be a little bit of a PR push here. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see him out.
But I think it's a good thing. I think it's good. Teach the kids. You know, like we served food at there's a church over in Hyde Park. There's a church that does Sunday homeless meals. And we brought the kids there a couple of times to help serve the homeless, to kind of teach the kids a little bit. So it sounds like Tom Brady's doing a little bit of that as well. Folks, again, the breaking news from earlier today: if you are going to fill up your car and you say, "What the bleep? What the heck? What?" Yeah, breaking news: the 25-cent gas tax holiday expired. What was the expiry date? Yesterday. So at midnight last night, as soon as we turned over to November 1st, the 25-cent gas tax holiday went poof, gone. So gas went up 25 cents a gallon overnight here in Florida, and I saw it. I was on MLK. I came off the Howard Franklin Bridge from South Tampa earlier this morning. I get on MLK. When are they going to open up that 4th Street thing again? Come on.
No, never.
Come on. Is that ever going to open up?
You
Come
need
on.
to call who is it, Chris, someone.
Yeah, it was supposed to be open almost a year ago. It was supposed to be open December of last year. What happened?
I'm already used to this route. I don't want to be thrown off again, so just keep it closed.
I don't understand.
I don't like change.
I want to know. It's supposed to be open like over a year ago.
What happened?
Why is it anyway? So I get off at MLK now, as the whole crew does, because we all come from Hillsborough County. And as you drive down MLK, you get through Roosevelt, and then right on the left, you got that Circle K. And from yesterday to today, I looked because I knew it expired, and bam, literally 25-cent increase because it's just the tax going right back on. Yeah, Andrew.
Yeah, I did see a couple of gas stations on Northdale Mayberry this morning that were still $3.09.
Yeah, they haven't gotten in there yet to change the sign.
Yeah,
By now they may have.
I'm sure they have. But I'm guessing the Circle K, They changed it right at midnight. I don't know if it's automated in the computer. I'm sure there are programs that can do that, but a lot of stations probably have to do it manually. So if you're wondering, what the heck happened to gas prices? Hey, the tax, the break, it's over. It's done with. There is also, moving along, a little bit of celebrity stuff here. There is a story that Pete Davidson lost it on the set of a TV show. Have you seen this?
Oh, his new TV show, right? Doesn't he have a...
Yeah, and that they asked him to take a break from filming.
Yeah, that guy has a loose hinge.
Yeah, listen, sometimes you need a day off.
All right, Pete's time out. Pete Davidson is taking a break from filming his TV show after suffering a major meltdown on the set. Taking a break from filming his new Peacock show, Bupkis. Bupkis, Bupkis. After suffering his alleged major meltdown, a source claimed that Pete Davidson, 28 years old, was asked to take some time away from the set due to recent pressure becoming too much for him.
He's under a lot.
Now, he's got health issues, and he's talked about his mental health issues, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He had mental, well, of course his father is so sad. He died in 9/11.
Dad was a firefighter,
right.
And he died at the World Trade Center.
I think he's got like depression issues.
Oh, that's right. He had depression, and
He also has a chronic health condition.
And Roxanne will never let us forget that he also has what?
A chronic health condition.
No, the other thing.
Oh, the other thing.
A little further south.
Oh. Well, that's not a health condition.
It's a health condition, all right.
Maybe it is. All right. So the U.S. Sun, they're reporting that he had some kind of trouble on this Bupkis set, currently filming in New York City. A source close to production claimed that Pete had a meltdown. Since then, Pete has allegedly been asked to take a few days off from his own set to focus on himself. Yeah, the actor is supposed to be back on the set with cameras rolling sometime this week. The U.S. Sun has not been informed at what exact point this week that Pete will return to the set of Bupkis. Cameras have been allegedly, cameras, I guess, were rolling even with Pete away. So I guess they're shooting other scenes that maybe Pete is not needed for.
Yeah.
Last week, a production insider claimed that Pete threw 2 candles through his trailer and damaged a second truck's windshield. He also threw coffee on the walls and broke a TV in half inside his trailer.
Were the candles lit?
I would imagine.
How strong are these candles?
Pretty strong candles.
Oh my!
He threw them through his wall and they went and busted another thing?
Well, a windshield was broken. And then he broke a TV in half because, these celebrities, these actors, when you have movie sets or TV sets, they'll have a dressing room or a trailer for the actor to go to in between takes or in between, shooting scenes. They can go back to, and some of the inside of these trailers for these big celebrities, especially on big budget movie sets, these things are palatial.
Yeah, some of them are super nice.
They're extremely nice, and it's being alleged that Pete Davidson, he damaged... How do you break a TV set in half?
Maybe these TV sets are so small these days, or so thin.
Thin, yeah.
If you put some stank on it, you could put a candle through one.
Yeah, speaking of candles, by the way, who just asked what kind of candles were these?
Well, they seem like the world's strongest candles.
Speaking of candles, this got lost in the shuffle because... these people sent us these candles.
Oh, I know. Man, a while ago.
They sent us these candles right as we were getting into like full storm mode. I think these things these arrived like the day before the hurricane or 2 days before the hurricane, which would have been very good if we lost power for a long time. We could light these candles. But I still have the box, and I just wanted to thank these folks. And is it CNM Creations? Made for the MJ Morning Show and crew.
That's cool.
From our family to yours, CNM Creations, hand-scented and poured candles and melts.
So, hold on. Hand-scented? It smells like their hands?
I don't know.
No. Like they,
They make the scents by hand.
Yes, by hand.
I
by
don't
hand.
want to smell their hands.
They
I mean, I'm
s-
sure they're nice people.
They
but
sent us these wax creations, and I've got hot cocoa and cream. This one is apple cinnamon, winter candy apple, vanilla pumpkin pie.
I can't handle
So
this thing.
they sent us a whole bunch of these candles, and those are in and then they sent us these metal jars of other Let me open one of these things up.
Dropping everything.
So I think this there's a wick in the middle.
Yeah, so those are like little tea light candles. And then the other ones, are they waxes that go like in melting dishes or something?
Yeah, anyway, thanks to C&M Creations. Hey, Roxanne, you're the candle lady, so kind of...
Okay, hand him to candle lady over here. That's what people call me all the time.
You take custody there. So thanks to those guys. And they sent this like in September. I mean, this goes back because they sent this right as the hurricane was hitting. Oh, you know what else?
What else?
Same time. Remember Lanky Lassie, the shortbread lady? Yeah, she sent us a whole...
Fesser tears into that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been eating
Oh
them
my
all
God,
along.
where is it? It's gone.
He ate it
We've
all.
had it for a month.
Dude, you've eaten all of these.
Yes, we've had them for a month.
Fesser ate the entire box.
I ate the entire box.
There's one little package left, and there were a whole bunch of minis, singles.
It's open. If you look, it's open.
Oh, you opened this
Yeah,
too?
I opened it.
Oh my God. So Lanky Lassie makes incredible shortbread, and she's in Dade City.
Yeah, super cool people.
Yeah, she's in that historic area in Dade City. So thanks to Lanky Lassie's shortbread, because she sent us a whole batch of shortbread. Again,
Actually, Fesser could thank her.
I'll thank her.
I didn't even have one. You've consumed them all.
Listen, it's
My God, here, go finish them off. Why don't
I
you
will.
just finish them off?
When we get them a month and a half ago and they're sitting back there, I'm like, no way I'm going to let them sit back there.
Well, guess what? I didn't tell you guys about this, but
What?
this other guy, Jeff,
What, sent a pile of cash and you kept all that?
pretty much. Jeff sent us some cooling towels because we're always talking about how hot it is in here. Well, I kept everything.
What the hell? Hold on. Guy sent this cooling
Yeah, because it gets hot in here. So he is with, he's the owner of Urethane Systems, a roofing company, and they buy these cooling towels.
Oh, for their
the guys on the
workers
roof.
that are up on the roofs,
Right,
like
right.
A cat on a hot tin roof or something.
Yeah, so he sent us those, and he also sent, please tell Fester I put in Nutter Butters for him and everyone else.
Roxanne,
yeah.
you kept them all?
Because he sent them because I made him a happy birthday message.
What?
And so I felt like I was entitled to everything because it was my happy birthday message for him. Well, it's actually me and my daughters. No, I'm just kidding. There are Nutter Butters in the car for you guys and cooling towels if you really want them.
In the car?
I'm very confused right now.
This is nice. It's Sunday morning.
What is this?
Just savor the moment of the chirping birds, all right?
So
don't spoil the moment.
You know who does this? I have YouTube TV.
Yeah.
And when they're still running like network spots or local spots that YouTube TV isn't a part of,
Yeah.
they'll say like, enjoy a moment of zen, and have like a bird
Oh,
just kind
look. There's a tufted titmouse.
Oh my God, is that a hunter over there?
There's a
son of a! Oh my God!
That was a blue-footed buoy.
All right. There's a reason why I played the chirping bird sound effects. There is new science. Do we really need science to tell us that listening to chirping birds maybe makes you feel better and boost your mood?
Oh, I do that with my kids. We get up and listen. It's called the dawn chorus. You wake up before the sun comes up. It's called the dawn chorus, and they all talk to each other.
You drag your kids out before dawn and make them sit in the yard?
No, sometimes I'll drive them to Clearwater Beach when it's dark out on a Saturday morning. Doug gets so mad. He's like, I can't believe you think
I
this
thought
is
you were.
Fat
I thought
neighbor's
you were
name.
going to tell a Susan Smith story or something.
Oh, hey, now. She's back in the news.
All right, now here's the deal. Listening to birds sing boosts your mood,
Oh, yeah.
boosts your mental health for up to 12 hours. It's like a time release deal.
It's like a
It's like
mood
it's,
enhancer.
It's like you take some kind of time release pill or something. So you listen to the birds, you take some time out, and then it could boost your mood, they're saying, and your well-being and your mental health for up to 8 hours.
Oh, please.
It's like antidepressant medication.
So are you spoiling the moment?
I have this weird thing that
More than the hunter with the gunshot?
when I listen to birds, I
projectile vomit. It'll make me sick.
It's gonna be a long day.
No, I'm not kidding around. This is real deal here, which I think we all would have guessed that, yeah, listening to chirping birds in nature probably is good for your soul and your spirit, right?
Do they analyze any other sounds?
Jackhammering at construction sites.
Okay.
That'll make you want to murder somebody.
True.
No. Scientists at King's College in London say that seeing or hearing birds provides this uplifting feeling that can last up to 8 hours. For their study, researchers used a phone app called Urban Mind. They gathered participants' psychological states at various times. People were asked 3 times a day whether they could see or hear birds, and afterward they responded to questions about their mental well-being. There's growing evidence on the mental health benefits of being around nature, and we intuitively think that the presence of bird song and birds would help lift our mood. According to Ryan Hamoud, the research assistant.
Hold on, the guy's name is Hamoud, and it'll lift your mood?
It's Hammoud, Ryan Hamoud.
Oh, okay. So
So
Hamoud knows about mood.
I guess he does. So if you're starting to feel like you want to, rip somebody's face off, just find some chirping birds that it'll zen you on down.
I do it all the time.
You do a lot of things all the time. You do a lot of hocusy pocusy.
Good for you things. Yeah.
I mean, it seems to be your thing.
It's her jam.
Yeah. Hey, I saw. God, I wish I could have gotten a picture. It's like, what happened? I saw a car driving on the Howard Franklin Bridge yesterday, and it was coming up on me, and I happened to look in my side view mirror, and the car was coming up on me in the lane next to me. And I'm like, what the? And then I saw another story that's Disney related. So these two items kind of go hand in hand. You've got to hear and see. I wish I had a picture of this car, but I don't. I can only describe it. But there's another car, and we're gonna play a game. What the hell happened? So we got a brand new game.
Okay, all right.
We got a brand new game here on the MJ Morning Show.
What happened?
What the hell happened?
What happened?
Oh, by the way, Fester, remind me. Somebody sent me an email. They want an MP3 of this.
What happened?
I don't
Get
mind.
it off the. Get off the 911 call. That's Tiger Woods' mother.
They
Get
said
off the
were,
internet.
They said they were looking for a clean copy.
What happened?
All right, be quiet and send it to him. Ready, go.
All right, here we go. All right, here. Take it right now. Go.
What happened?
There you go.
It's nice and clean. All right,
Perfect.
so we're going to play a new game. What the hell happened? And then I'll tell you about this car I saw on the Howard Franklin Bridge. All next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Don't move. Also, some loose ends coming up. Final chunk is next. Hey, speaking of cars. Staring at this, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could get a picture of this. If it were in a parking lot, I would have taken a shot. It would have been easy, but it was driving at 65, 70 miles an hour on the Howard Franklin. I saw a car. The front end was destroyed. It looked like a Chevy Malibu, a newer Chevy Malibu. And the front end was just wrecked. The whole front grille smashed in. The headlights were bashed out. The front bumpers dangling. Parts were actually dragging on the road. I mean, what? It was almost like they ran into a dumpster at 70 miles an hour, like 3 miles back, and just kept driving. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? Why are you on the road with this thing? How is this car even still running? You know what it looked like? It looked like the whole front end of the car was fed through a wood chipper. I've never seen anything like this. It was insane. And I know some folks are saying, yeah, if you don't have a picture, it didn't happen.
That's what I'm thinking.
I swear it happened. And I was trying to think, my God, can I safely get a picture? I can't. Because the car was passing me. It was driving faster than I was with all kinds of parts and a whole smashed front end. And I could I speed up? But then I would have to kind of twist back and hold the camera out the window. And it was just unsafe. I couldn't get a picture. But if I would have gotten a picture of this thing, you'd be like, oh my God, how's this car running? And what the hell is it doing on the interstate at interstate speeds? All right, that's number one. But that leads into a car that was destroyed in a Disney parking lot. Now, I saw this from that Inside the Magic site where they do all kinds of stories on the back scenes crap that goes on at Disney and Universal.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass this around, and I want to get your reactions, and then we'll have this up on our website in just a bit. Andrew, give me the thumbs up as soon as we have it up on mjmorningshow.com, and we'll tell you where to find it. It'll be in stories we mentioned, and it'll be in a few minutes. We'll tell you when. This person, it's up. Okay, Andrew says it's up and might just take a couple of moments to propagate through the system. So, Fester, why don't you bring it up and see if it's on your screen? In the meantime, let me get reactions from you guys. I'm going to hold this up to the MJ TV camera real quick. And, Andrew, can you tell me, is the shot good? Can you see it? Fairly good? I mean, look at this. This is a car that parked in the Magic Kingdom parking lot. So, again, this comes down to my question. What the hell happened?
What happened?
You park your car in a parking lot at Disney, enjoying the Magic Kingdom for the day. You come out, and your car looks like it's been hit by a bulldozer. The whole front end is just trash. All right, take a look at this.
Look at that picture here.
Oh my God.
Oh, do you have? Okay,
Yeah,
here it is.
I have
All
it
right.
up in front of
All
us.
right, so you can go to.
Wow.
Is it on our
The
website?
grill is smashed.
Oh, did you get it from our website, Fester?
I went to Inside the Magic. I
All
went
right.
straight to the
All
source.
right, we're going to have it posted in just a bit. MJMorningshow.com. That's MJMorningshow.com. It'll be in stories that we mentioned on the MJ Morning Show. And car left destroyed in Disney parking lot. And the driver left, or whoever did this left a note, just says sorry.
My bad.
Oops. Oopsies.
All right, what could have happened here?
Well, the car looks like, if you punch someone in the face and you knock their teeth out,
Yes.
that's what a car did to the grill of this car.
All right, this is a Mitsubishi. Do you know what?
Is it because, or is that just the grill is ripped off of it, and that's like the metal?
Is that not a Mitsubishi? It looks like, no, maybe, maybe it's not a
Because
Mitsubishi.
the entire grill is gone, and that looks like the metal bracing that latches the hood down.
That almost looks like the three little triangles in a Mitsubishi
Right?
thing.
I thought the same thing. Does it go into what kind of vehicle it is?
Kind of reminds me of the radioactive thing, All right.
It's like what Michelle saw at the rental place, like just another destroyed car.
Oh my God!
Just sitting there.
Oh, did you see that picture I put? Did I talk about that on Instagram?
Yeah.
Did I talk about that on the show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now Andrew was saying it's a Nissan. I thought it was a Mitsubishi because it looked like a Mitsubishi. But you're right, Fester. The whole grill's gone. So why would there be a logo in there?
How can you tell?
You're right. Can you imagine? You're at Disney. You're in a Disney parking lot. You come out, and your car is just destroyed. The whole front end looks like it got its lights punched out.
Okay, this has got to be on camera.
Well, again, I don't think it is on camera.
You mean the parking lots aren't under surveillance?
I think certain areas are, but I don't think the whole parking lot is. But if you were to look at this,
it's a Nissan. Here's the grill
oh,
on the
I see.
ground.
Yep, the grill's on the ground. The whole bumper is dangling, the front bumper. This car is trashed. So what could have happened? They parked their car at Disney in the lot in perfect condition. They come out, and it is destroyed. And there was a note. Whoever did this left a note that just said, sorry. And that's it.
What could they have possibly done to it?
I don't know. Oh, and they left $100.
Okay.
So they left a sorry note and $100. Yeah, Andrew.
In the story, it says they confirmed there are cameras that likely caught something.
All right, so maybe there are cameras. They called the FHP, but it didn't happen on a road. It happened in a parking lot on private property. There were no injuries. They took down the information. They don't know if there's going to be an investigation. But I'm trying to we got to figure out. We just got to go around the horn. Roxanne, what could possibly happen to that car that you're in Disney, you come out, and the front end is just ripped completely off?
You were changing a kid's diaper in the back seat with the car running, and then your other kid got in the front seat and slammed on the accelerator and punched that car that they were up against.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I'll go with what Roxanne said.
That might not be a bad idea.
I mean,
actually.
that might be the only thing, unless a part of a ride flew off and landed on the car.
Yeah. One of the Space Mountain cars flew out of the dome and got shot like a mile away and hit the front.
One of those Dumbo ride things.
You know what? Roxanne might have the best explanation.
Okay, so
it happened.
Is the Food and Wine Festival going on right now at Epcot?
Yeah, but I think this was Magic Kingdom.
Okay, because they said on the original post that they put the original picture they put on Reddit, they saw Hanson play in concert at Epcot's Eat to the Beat, and they have a lineup of B-rated, D-rated singers all season long.
Okay, so Hanson, like bop,
They
had more than that, okay?
Their vehicle got bopped. Name one Hanson song besides bop.
That's all I know.
It had to have been a drinking incident.
So the customer or the park goer comes out. There's a note saying sorry, and $100, but no other information. I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at the front of this car. This car has got about $5,000 worth of damage.
Easily.
And they left a $100 bill. Sorry. Oh,
That's
my.
what makes me think it was like they were drunk or something and hit it because they took off.
You gotta take a look at this, folks, because it is insane. I mentioned this earlier. Two things here before we get out of here. I mentioned this earlier. I'm sorry. I can't condone this. A woman that has 11 kids with 8 different men. A Memphis woman named Phi, has been hit with hate after she flaunted on social media that she has 11 children with 8 different men. Tennessee woman, she tried to hit back at those criticizing her. She's trying to say, I'm not ashamed. It's an advantage. What the heck? 11 kids with 8 guys?
You're never going to get a break from all your kids because the stars would have to align for all the dads to take those kids on one weekend.
Can I point something out?
Yeah.
That's a lot of two-way traffic there.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm talking about
Irish twins.
I'm talking about north and south. I mean, that's.
Wait a minute.
I'm confused.
I try to figure this out in my head.
Oh, really? You can't figure it out? A lot of traffic going north and coming
gotcha.
south?
Okay, I got you.
Unless there are C-sections here. I don't know. But
is there an intersection?
That's a busy road right there. That's all I'm saying.
There's a traffic cop.
Oh, my God. And she's all tatted up. She's got too much makeup on. Yeah, I got to be honest.
She looks, her body looks decent after 11 kids.
For pumping out 11 kids, my God.
And how does she have the time to work out like that? I mean, she's like very buff and tattooed. Where does she find the time?
I don't know. She's trying to shame people that are giving her a hard time.
She sends the kids to a daycare / tattoo parlor
/ big shoe that they all live in. All right.
Oh, I get it.
All right, last thing before we get out of here. This apparently was some Halloween prank that some guy took these photos and put them up on Reddit. So I got to be honest. I don't think you want to tamper with candy in any fashion whatsoever.
No, never for a laugh or any reason.
For Halloween, don't tamper with candy. So this guy, and I don't know if they really pass these out or if it's just like a clickbait thing on Reddit, but this guy put up photos of fancy schmancy foil wrapped round chocolates. You know those round chocolates that come like foil wrapped in like gold foil?
Yeah.
Ghirardelli?
No, like is the Lindt?
Lindt, yes.
I think Lindt is one of them. You got a bunch of different
Bad
brands.
name for a candy.
Yeah,
Lindt.
really, Lindt.
This is what a user on Reddit did. It's called Halloween Candy Disappointment. And photos show this prankster wrapping something inside the gold foil from Ferrero Rocher chocolates.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard of those?
Yeah, Ferrero chocolate.
Those are good.
So he undoes the gold foil, takes the round chocolate ball out, puts a Brussels sprout in, and then rolls it back up.
Yeah. Good joke.
Yeah, I don't know if this is just for the Reddit post and just took a picture. I don't know if they really handed out chocolate candies with Brussels sprouts inside. But
that's kooky.
Yay, you're right. Pretty darn nutty here. Anything else, guys, before we roll?
I think that's it.
Oh, before we do get